Mic check, mic check, mic check. 1 2 1 2. What is this? We in the building.
Testing. Can you hear me?
I can. I definitely can, man.
Right.
Shout out. He did the history one, yeah. So
well, it was more like a news type of more.
Yeah, that was more like a news. That was like a one-off special, dog. Yeah. So yes,
and we was right. Nobody gives a fuck.
Right, this is very true. All right, so we got Dom in the building, good friend of the pod, good friend of real life. To the people who are listening, bear with us. We doing it ghetto style. We doing it throwback, early Couch Bros, where we got to pass the mic, bro, because my dumb ass lost the adapter piece, the splitter. So we will be sharing mics for this episode. Don't worry, it's just going to be a one episode thing. So we just giving you guys the heads up, man. But we are live, man. What's up, man? Dom, what's popping, baby? Welcome to the couch. That's not actually a couch.
Hey, man, it's good to be a chair brother, man. Like it's great being back in Florida, beautiful weather, all that stuff, you know, it's all good.
All right, so you have been in Texas for how long? Because you are our Texas correspondent now. How long have you been in Texas, bro?
Man, going on 6 years, man.
Damn, time is moving, dog. It really doesn't feel like 6 years, though, bro.
It doesn't.
No, I can't even imagine. Like, it feels like a year at least, but not 6, dog. Like,
well, I was thinking, I'm like, well, I got married 4 years ago, which is crazy. That seemed like yesterday to me. And
it doesn't fit, bro. It's impossible, bro. Like literally, I started my job at my current job when you got married. The year that you got married.
Yeah, 4 years.
You got married in March. I started my job in February of 2018, bro.
4 years ago.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Been a wife for 8 years. I'm like, damn, that's a long ass time. But that's the passage of life, man. That's how it works.
Yeah, no, that's when me and my current girlfriend. Wow, that's crazy. We always go back to the voodoo chips, man.
I ate some voodoo chips?
No. I stole her voodoo chips, bro. It's long time ago. Real long time ago. But yeah, bro, back to that. Listen, bro. That marriage, your wedding, I will never forget. It was probably one of the funniest weekends of my entire lifetime, bro. Like that weekend was hilarious, bro.
Yeah, man.
Like,
I learned so much about how much just weed's not for me. that shit like legit ruined my entire bachelor party experience, bro. And it wasn't all my fault though. That's when Vegas first got the weed or whatever.
That's when it first became legal.
We are 90% sure that shit was mislabeled. I ate like a little piece of a muffin. I ate a little piece of chocolate, like one square of chocolate.
All right, okay. Before you go in depth, you gotta shape the story and shape the scenery. So, okay, you being a good friend, you got married in 2018 in March, and me and Rod, we were in your wedding. I was the best man. Rod was a groomsman. We went to the wedding, and go ahead, Gerson, go ahead.
I didn't know you was the best man.
Yeah, me and Matt, we were co-best men.
I thought it was his brother.
His brother. No, bro. So his brother. Go ahead. You could explain that, bro.
Nah.
All right. Fair enough. But yeah, co-best man with Matt, bro. And I have a funny story about that too. But so it was the first time. There was a lot of funny stories about that weekend, bro. So it was the first time I was actually in a wedding. I've been to a wedding plenty of times, but it was the first time I was in a wedding. So there was part of me that was super nervous, but there was part of me that was just so relaxed because I was like, I was born to do this, bro. Like,
but leading up to the wedding, right? So the cool thing was, Airbnb or whatever, we had like this big ass house.
We had a giant house, bro. But that's before Airbnb went crazy with their prices.
But you know what? You know what's fucked up? They wouldn't give me that house, right? So I don't know if I told y'all this part, but when I tried to do the Airbnb, they kept denying me for that house. Every time I took my picture in, they kept denying me for the shit, right?
Yeah.
Like 3 or 4 times. So I'm like, you know what? I bet it's because I'm black. I had Matt log in and do it with his pretty white face, and lo and behold, we got the fucking house.
That's hilarious, bro.
Yeah.
That's hilarious, dog. But back to you with the weed. So Rod, I'll let you take over because Rod, you are our resident smoker, weed enthusiast on the podcast. You are a lover of weed in all forms, whether it's edible or natural or straight bud. Explain to the people what happened when we put our good friend who doesn't do any kind of marijuana and we put him on some edibles.
Well, due to my observation and analysis, my dog Dom got fucking slept, nigga.
Okay.
I don't. No. Listen, I don't blame you, bro, because it was our first time trying like not Cali, Las Vegas. Las Vegas had just allowed pass weed and shit. So it was kind of funny, man, because I gave you a piece of my brownie, and you had a little candy that
Small piece.
They said you didn't even have the whole thing.
The chocolate was the worst part.
Nah, listen, the chocolate. So they said that so you
Each
get
square was supposed to be like 10, right?
10 milligrams. It was 10 squares, 100 milligrams total in the whole pack.
Shit.
This is what they said. So our homie Dom, he took a little piece of that. He took a little piece of my brownie, and I ain't gonna lie. At first, we thought you was a bitch, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like at first, we like,
hang on. Let's roll back for y'all thought I was a bitch. So I remember eating the chocolate. I was like, damn, I ain't feeling this shit, right? So we go out to eat or whatever. We had the weirdest fucking van ride ever. That was the weirdest. We had the weirdest fucking van ride ever. He was playing
some weird,
what's
techno.
What's the chick that married?
It was like Indian fucking.
It was like indie rap pop.
It was the weirdest.
What's the chick that married Elon Musk? Whatever, bro. Some type of real strange music. And he was playing. Cuz was like 22 years old, driving a minivan. I thought it was gonna die. That's how I knew it was gonna be fucked up. But I thought it was gonna. It's like, man, I ain't feeling this shit. And I remember walking on the sidewalk, right? And that shit hit, and it hit bad because it wasn't even like the type of hit where it's just like, oh, I'm tired, I'm gonna go to sleep. It was like the bad type of high to where you like time travel. And that shit was like, it's like I just lost my whole concept of time, bro. Like it was like I would come like conscious, and then like my brain would go like beep, 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 beep. Nah, that's at a warp speed, and then it's just like, bro, I'll wake up at the house.
It was funny because I remember at one point we were out in front of the liquor store, and when it started to hit you, bro, you started looking at your hands and shit. I'm like, oh, that is the number one sign. Someone who normally doesn't get high is high as fuck. Because you're looking at your hands like they're brand new, dog. So I was, bro, this nigga's like, yo, I think I'm getting high. We're just like, yo, Dom, chill. Because we already know where this is going with this nigga, bro. So
it's like a 12-hour high, bro.
Nah, because so this is how we saw it from the outside looking in, right? And we'll get to the point where we realized that you were not overreacting, you were not tripping. Because no disrespect, the book on you in the past has been that you might overreact to things because we're like, bro, it's 10 milligrams, dog. Just chill, bro. That's nothing, bro. That's absolutely nothing. And I was popping them bitches like they were Percocets, bro. Like I was pop going through. I ate the whole bar, dog. So when we got back to the hotel, because remember, we had to sleep at a hotel before we could get to the Airbnb, and we got to the hotel, he was like, I can't do it. I can't do this, bro. My mouth is dry, bro. I need some water, dog. I need water. I need water, bro. Like, my mouth is so dry. We like, bro, this nigga's tripping, bro. Like, bro, why we did this, bro? I knew this was going to happen, bro. So, fast forward. We get to the Airbnb. We finally get check in. And this is the same day. And I remember I started to look at my hand. And I immediately said, oh, okay.
This nigga's not bullshit.
He's not bullshit. This is kind of strong. Okay. I listen, do I think he should have been acting like this? No, but I could understand. I can now understand how he got to this point, bro. And next thing I know, your one of your line brothers called me trying to figure out, and this, bro, again, back to you saying that time no longer existed, bro. I didn't even know I went to the room and passed out, bro. I just woke up. Your line brother tried to reach you, couldn't. Somebody gave him my number, and I gave him. I don't know, bro. That weekend was a blur, bro. Who knows, bro? And he called me, and he was like, "Where y'all boys at?" And this is what I said verbatim. A nigga said, "What? What you said?" I said, he's like, "Oh yeah, y'all boys lit, bro. I just call back later."
Bro, I think one of the funniest parts about that experience, dog, was when one of your other line brothers, who was a groomsman, I won't even put you out like that, bro. We'll just call him K. Our homie K thought the fucking weed was eating his face, nigga. This nigga thought.
Tell him why. Okay, so before we get to that, bro, he made the number one mistake that people, because remember, you and your other line brother who was in who was at the Airbnb with us. It was like 6 of us in the Airbnb. We told him this is the first time. He was like, "What should I buy?" We were like, "You know what? Just get the gummies." He got a bunch of gummies. He had a whole jar, big ass jar. And we said, "Bro, take 2 or 3 at a time. See how you feel. It's going to hit you. you're going to think that it's nothing's happening. Something's happening. It just hasn't happened yet. Relax. Be patient. Every hour, I don't feel nothing. I don't feel nothing, bro. I don't feel nothing. So I'm like, all right, take 2 more. All right, cool. Hour later, we're like, okay, I still don't feel nothing. How much did you eat? I don't know, probably like 9 or 10. I said, nigga. Nigga. He's like, I don't feel nothing. I say, you don't feel nothing now, but you will. Rod, what did he say later that night?
This nigga called talking about my beard is eating my face. It's just like, wait, hold up, nigga. How many did you have? And that's when I found out, like, oh, this nigga cleared the whole bag of gummies. So I'm thinking to myself, like, oh, man, you fucked up. No, he was, K was done, nigga.
So fortunately, we did all the dumb shit before the day of the wedding.
Yeah. That's what you need to do.
The wedding day, everything was, it was pretty damn good and everything went real smooth. The food was good. Had an open bar. Everybody got super drunk and fucked up. And
it's true, man. I mean, a relationship got ruined, but that's a different story. Hey, listen, it wasn't. Hey, listen, man. I could have. You know what's funny? I could have saved the relationship, and I did.
Oh, boy.
We're not gonna get into
that. That's gonna implicate too many lives.
Bro, this is a perfect jumping point. Like, speaking of relationships, because not me, but we all went to our good friend's ugly sweater party last night, right? And speaking of relationships, right? Listen, I say this I say this a lot on the pod. I've said this on many podcasts. Just because you're in a relationship doesn't mean you have to lose yourself, right? Now, my significant other is in the kitchen right now. So I'm finna be a bitch this entire conversation. But I'm gonna keep it real when she's gone, though. You know what I'm saying? When she gone, I'm gonna keep it real. But right now, I ain't keeping shit real. However, we get to our mutual friend's house. We're just gonna call him I for short. And speaking of relationships, right? We definitely gotta do better than this, bro. All they gotta do is go to our Facebook and just do a search, bro. They gonna figure this shit out, bro. So we go to his house, and he has a very domineering wife. They're married now. Shout out to him. They're wife. They're married. They got married. He has a very domineering wife. She has a very strong presence.
Congrats, I.
So I pull up. I walk through the door. I'm kind of late, you know what I'm saying? Because me and Rob, we were trying to find a sweater or whatever. Terrible. We went to Burlington and we went to a thrift shop, bro. Nada. I was like, fuck it. Y'all just gonna get something, bro. At this point, bro, y'all should be happy I showed up, bro. Fuck it. So we get there, and I'm asking them, I see they got some food. I'm like, oh shit, let me get a plate, bro. First thing that I hear come out of her mouth, come sanitize this counter. This nigga said, oh, yes, honey, yes, dog. I said, what the fuck is going on? The fuck is this? Not a please, not a, hey,
listen, man, some niggas is bitch ass niggas, bro. and right when you say, I like, that sounds about right.
So later that night, we were talking about it, and I made the joke. I was like, yo, that boy in the gulag with nothing but a grenade. That boy in the gulag. That boy is in the gulag. If you are a gamer or you play Modern Warfare, you know exactly what that means. He's in the gulag. He has a 6-shooter revolver, and his opponent had an AR, bro. He has no chance, bro.
Revival.
None. There's no chance of him coming back, dog.
But I used to tell people this all the time. I'm like, man, however you start a relationship is like super important. And like pretty much if you fuck up in the beginning, throw the whole relationship away, bro. Throw the whole relationship away.
Right.
I mean, to Dom's point, I mean, the most important thing a man can do in a relationship, you gotta set your boundaries from the jump. Because it doesn't work when you try to switch up in the middle. Never, bro.
That's not true.
Nah, I've never seen it work. Me personally, I never seen it work.
No, because here's the thing, bro. I see it as like we all grow, we all evolve. You can start off being a bitch ass nigga. There ain't nothing wrong with that. But when you grow and you evolve, bro, and that person doesn't accept the fact that you evolve.
Man, how often do you see a bitch ass nigga not be a bitch ass nigga all the way through?
Gerson, I know for a fact you ain't never started a relationship off as no fucking bitch ass nigga. Like, this is the cap.
Well, no, I haven't. But I But I do understand the concept of like, listen, man, people just grow, bro. And if someone want to be with you and you grow, like this is, I feel like this is something that happens a lot where people don't accept your growth. You, like if you not a bitch ass nigga no more, but that's what they think of you. And this goes both ways towards women or men. Like there's women that get walked all over, and then when, you know, they find themselves and become, you know, who they want to become or whatever, then they with a nigga that still trying to control them, and they don't do that. Like, it works both ways. Either way, bro, if a person don't accept who you become, you gotta let them go, bro. And that's why it don't work.
I feel that, bro. But to what Herb was saying earlier, we were having a conversation. You know, me and Herb and a couple friends, we were just laughing at the expense of my homeboy. Of course. The mistake that we made, though, wasn't that. The mistake that we made, though, was that she was in the kitchen with her people.
And it's an open floor plan.
Open floor plan, and, you know, I'm a Haitian son, so I'm loud, even though I don't know when I'm loud. And I made a comment. I was telling my boy that I just never wanted to see him end up, because I used to work for this furniture company called, I won't say it, but I used to work for a furniture company, luxury, high end, and I would see motherfuckers walk in there, dog, and it would just be these men, usually, almost always old white men, who are just looking droopy, and they look dead, and their wife is just like, oh, I want this, I want that. Okay, honey. And I told my boy, I said, look, man, I never want to see you look as lifeless and as soulless as these men I see when I work there, dog. I never want to see that for you, dog. But I didn't realize how loud I was being, dog, because she heard that shit.
Now, okay, I'll say it's two different things though, right? So, A, it's being a bitch, like skip to my loot, and then two, it's like when it's some shopping shit like that, yeah, you might give up. So one thing I learned being with my wife for 8 years now, women have endless fucking energy. Like, you have to really, really pick and choose your battles. And I know if it's gonna be a year, I want to do something real big, like buy a car or some shit, I might take the L and spend $2,000 on a fucking couch, so in October I can do what I need to fucking happen, so I don't fucking get bitched out for fucking however long it's gonna take.
Nah, but what I would say to that is I want to know what happened to that story where you was like, you're loud enough that you got heard. Either way, it doesn't matter. But
I got you. So put like this, right? I was coded because I know that she didn't really understand, because I know she didn't know what I meant. It was coded, right? To a certain extent. And I was like, that boy in the gulag, bro. Everybody immediately started laughing, right? And then came out, his dumb ass talking, oh shit, god damn it. God damn it. I'm gonna just bleep it. All right at 17. We just gonna bleep that out, bro. No face, no case, bro. So
no name, no case.
No name, no case. So I come out. He's like, "Oh, you guys are laughing. What are you laughing about? Why would you come and ask us that, nigga? We laughing at your dumb ass. We laughing at you, nigga. Like, you feel me? So I had to explain what we were laughing at, and I was like, damn." As soon as I came out the gate, she was like, sanitize the counter. He was like, listen, man, you got to pick your battles, man.
Yo, so going back to that, right? Because that's where it clicked, bro. I remember I went shopping with my ex. And she spent so long, bro. I told her, bro, this is never going to happen again, dog. I don't give a fuck. Go find your friends. Go do that shit. Spend how much money. Don't bring me along for this shit. That's not gonna happen, bro.
Oh my god.
Like,
bro.
nah, bro. It goes back to being a bitch ass nigga, and I realize you gotta do shit to make your girl happy, dog. I realize that.
That is,
but shopping
true.
is something I ain't never gonna do for nobody, bro. You're not gonna make me walk around the mall. We not gonna look at this and then go back to look at the other. I'm not doing that, bro. I don't like you that much, man. There's no.
Damn, that's wild.
I don't like nobody that much, bro.
That's wild, bro. I mean, listen, with me and my relationship, bro, there's nothing I can't say that I won't do. Maybe early on, I'll be like, man, nah, that ain't happening, bro. I've come way more open to doing things. I've always been open to doing things for the most part, but we all have things that we don't want to do, right? And vice versa. There's like she will never watch anime with me, bro. That's not gonna happen, bro. I've accepted that, bro. I respect that, dog. And I'm never gonna watch certain things on YouTube with her, bro. It's never gonna happen, dog. And we say, you know what? We agree to just let you have your time when you want to do that. I have my time when I want to do this, bro. We all got that, right? And I respect that. But what made the situation awkward is when Rod came through, bro. Talk about, I just don't want my dog to be soulless, bro. Like, I know what a horrible wife did. He didn't say that, bro, but what else could he be saying, bro? He didn't have to say it, but she's not an idiot, bro. She understood that at least.
And then, of course, Herb, to compliment me, Herb started laughing so hard he falls on the floor, bro.
Bro, it was so funny. My stomach was hurting. I was crying, bro.
I can imagine the story right now, bro.
Dog, it was so funny. I tried so hard, bro.
You'll never be invited to shit again, bro.
Hey, but look, like I told Herb, I was trying.
They gonna fight for you, bro.
Look. I tried to do some damage control, right? So she made some dessert, right? So, and first of all, y'all niggas are horrible, man.
Leave it out, my nigga. Leave it out. It is what it is, my boy.
So, so she made a dessert, right? So she served it. So, it was straight, bro. I ain't gonna cap. It was straight. It wasn't bad. It wasn't particularly great, but it was straight.
Okay, wait. We're gonna tell the story, but we need to frame how it got to the point where you felt the need to do damage control, bro. Because at that point, we heard her saying little slick shit, saying like, what they saying? What do they mean? What do they mean? That's really funny over there.
They mean they hate seeing their dog be mutilated.
Right. Right. So again, I got you, Rob. But like Rob was saying, at that point, the food was served. It was the night was ending up. So she made dessert. So dessert came out. Everybody got dessert. Or whatever, dog. So at that point, Rob was like, we need to do damage control, bro. So we were still saying shit. I remember I had to say something. I don't know if it was Matt or you. I was like, bro, shut the fuck up, nigga. Like, so Rob, tell.
Wait, was Rod drunk that?
No, we weren't even drunk, bro. It was just at that point.
So y'all just so sad y'all got continued to
bro, it was just, bro. It was just so funny, bro. Like everything that we said, it was just funny. We couldn't stop the jokes, bro.
You gotta understand, man. Our homie made it so easy, dog. He made it so easy for a nigga to say that. And me, unlike all our friends, I'm an abnormal person. I never want to be in a relationship or anything. So to me, I don't feel the pain that y'all boys be feeling.
I don't have that pain.
No, I'm not you. I'm saying some of the other homies. Some of our homies who don't have balls, right? You guys got balls. Every guy who's sitting on this table got balls. You got women that you love. You got women that you care for, that you do things for, but you got balls. Our homie, I love him. He ain't got balls, bro. And when you don't have balls, you end up in situations like that where we laugh at you, she hears, and there's nothing you could do.
Okay. I ain't gonna do that, bro. I'm not gonna do that because this man is an avid listener. He has balls. He's a very tough person. He's a very tough person. I promise you. That man gonna fight. He's a fighter. Trust me. All right. So yeah, go ahead, right?
But so when she served the dessert, I thought to myself, like, okay, I probably said way more than I probably should have. So I was like, you know what? I want to make her feel good. So I was like, all right. So I started eating that shit, and I was just like, fuego. This is fire, dog. This is really good. I wanted to make her feel good. And it wasn't bad. Like, it was straight. Like, it wasn't like, listen, if it was horrible, I couldn't have done that, dog. But since the food was good enough, I was like, all right, I was like, it was fuego, it's fire. I seen her face. She was just like, oh, thank you. And I'm thinking to myself, like, well, I know this ain't enough, but I tried. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that fuego comment sounded mad phony, bro.
Dog, that shit sent me to the floor, dog. That shit sent me to the floor, bro. When that man Rob was like, I was like, Rob, bro, how does the tiramisu taste? Like, so yummy. It's fuego.
Oh man.
Oh,
no, but
go ahead.
Well, I don't know. I really do feel like this is where I can transit to my story.
Go ahead.
And it's hilarious because yesterday was my birthday, and our homeboy had the party on my birthday, bro. I had to work on my birthday.
That's why I asked you. I asked you if he was gonna take the day off or not, bro.
I was, bro, but I ended up going to work, bro.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. So, like, I might have tell you, I wanted to see your daughter on my birthday, bro. That didn't happen.
Yeah, like I told you, bro, because we didn't have no time. Literally, as soon as we left the theater, no, because we went straight to the party. We didn't have time because I told you.
I wanted to go in the morning.
I mean, you could have came. That's what I said, bro.
I would have came in the morning, but it was just more like that shit was messed up. I wanted to see my baby on my
Yeah, because we
birthday.
didn't leave till 3. You could have came. I wouldn't do nothing. I was here the whole morning, bro. You could have came in the morning. Yeah, but because the movie was fair, we're gonna have the movie. We're gonna review Spider-Man No Way Home, but we'll get to that. But go on.
So that was an ex. I was like, damn, I didn't get to see my baby. Had to go to work. That's ex. This was the ultimate ex, bro, because I had the chance to go to Ivan's party, and Ivan was like, hey, man. Hey, bro, if you gonna come, let me know, blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, I got you, bro. I came home tired, bro. But I was like, you know what, bro? My dog went out his way. Because to me, fam, I don't care if you come. But if I ask you to come and you say, yes, bro, come, bro. If you're not gonna come, let me know, blah, 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 blah. So I like, damn, bro, I'm gonna come. It's late. Got home by 8. Was in bed until 8:30. Washed up. Got out the house around 9 o'clock. Drove to Ivan's house, and then got a text from Ronnie, everybody about to leave. So it was nothing but L's yesterday for my birthday. But I'm still happy because I'm like, yo, I got another year around the sun.
That is beautiful, dog.
And I was really mad until I found out what happened to my dog. Finding out that he got married and he lived like that, bro, it's sad. I didn't want to see that with my old eyes, bro. I wouldn't want to see that with my old eyes,
I'm
bro.
gonna tell the homie, bro, not to listen to this episode, bro. Just skip this.
I would be so sad for you, fam, if I seen that. Cause one thing I hate, bro, is bitch ass niggas, man. And I hate you already, but I hate you in a friendly way. But if I knew you was a bitch ass nigga, bro, I hate you more, bro.
That's crazy, bro.
That's
dog.
it, man.
All
That's all
right,
I
man,
can say.
let's just transition, bro. Like we said, bro. We 27 minutes into it, bro.
And I'm mad that
All
I
right,
missed
thank
that
you,
birthday
bet,
on
bet.
I
All right.
missed that party because I was being a good friend. Like I gotta go through and no one answered the door. Even though y'all had so much fun over there, bro, I still hate
I
it.
wouldn't even say all that because I don't know, bro. Literally, bro.
It sounded like it was popping because I heard y'all niggas before. I was like, all right, I was in the right section because I
Bro,
hate
why
you.
you have a phone? Why don't you just call your phone? Your
I don't want.
homeboys?
Hey, listen, man.
You
I ain't
literally
doing it.
can say, "Oh, hey, I'm outside, bro." What you think? What you gonna say? Man, nigga, Gerson outside, bro. Fuck that nigga. No, bro.
That's what I think, bro.
This
Funny,
nigga,
bro.
dog.
I
This
think
nigga,
niggas think like that, bro.
well. You didn't give us the chance, Gerson, dog. You didn't.
Actually, I got a party story too.
All right, go ahead before we transition.
So, you know, my wife's family kind of going through some stuff, so they tried to, you know, black people get together for funerals. So we trying to stop that. So we went to the south side of Chicago trying to do something positive, right? So we pretty much, you know, got together at a little auntie clubhouse in a nice little suburb on the south side. And you know, we driving, you know, we loaded up the car with food, you know, drinks, all that good stuff, water, to get into the clubhouse. So we supposed to go park and unload the car. There was a sign there that said wrong way. So we was like, oh shit, the sign says wrong way. We parked the car, brand new Porsche truck, right? It's like, oh shit, went the wrong way. And about 10 yards away, it's a white dude walking his 2 kids. And he pop off, he's like, oh, you guys could have fucking hit my kids. Now, if y'all know me, y'all know, like, I don't argue with people because it ain't that deep to me. I'll ignore you. You can be mad as you want, you mad at yourself, whatever. Father-in-law ain't like that. So they going back and forth. Man, ain't nobody gonna hit your kids. Nah, man, you guys are, you know, horrible, do this and that. Y'all even belong here. How'd y'all get inside the complex? Man, they rapping for like, man, 2-3 minutes, like real minutes. And then in-laws like, man, you acting like a real Karen right now. Dude lost his shit. You call me a goddamn Karen? Do I look like a motherfucking white woman to you? Yes. Well, shit, you fucking acting like one. Went on about our business, right? So, you know, loaded the shit up, came back. He comes back. He pull up in his car. Buddy's like, all right, yeah, you guys, all right, I got you guys now. He like whoops his camera out, starts recording us. He's recording us. He's like taking pictures of the plates and everything. You know, doing a whole bunch of extra shit. He's like, I'm gonna call the fucking cops. So, you know, walking up to his car door or whatever, right? And Buddy's just like, yeah, I'm gonna call the cops or I'm gonna fucking whoop your old man's ass. At this point, I'm getting a little upset. So I look cuz dead in his eye. I'm just like, but you ain't gonna fucking whoop my ass though. To which he responded with rolling his window up. So we back out, go back to the place, the next load of stuff. I come back, the actual fucking police are here. I'm like, damn, we on the motherfucking south side of Chicago, like, which is supposed to be, well, Chicago's supposed to be like a super liberal city in the first place. And it's just like, damn, bro, like y'all ain't got nothing better to do, bro. Like y'all can't go chase no crackheads or deal with the gang violence that's about 10 blocks the other way. Like y'all gonna come here and bother me. Had to sit here and talk to the cops and all this other shit because it's fucking irate ass fucking, What was the charge? Well, when you're white, you can just call the police person and they show up. Yeah.
No, I get that, but I was just wondering at the end of the day, like he had to say y'all done something for them to come out, or is it just more like there's black people and come here? And
probably the latter. So what I learned was, Chicago is actually like one of the most like segregated cities like in America, like block.
Not. I just want to throw this in there. When I moved to Boston, I didn't even expect that.
I was going to talk about Boston too.
Oh,
so within the past calendar year, I've been to 3 cities that were considered like very progressive liberal cities, and I live in Houston, Texas. And I've had the hardest time dealing with white people from progressive liberal cities. They've just been super horrible to me.
Listen, man, I'm gonna say this, and I try my best because I realize I sound like I hate white people, and I don't, bruh. I just hate racist crackers. I divide them. You don't know I'm dividing.
Well,
but most of what I would like to say, and I'm just saying this, I'm sorry. All of them hate you, my nigga. All of them, bruh. That's the safest bet you can do.
Well, I never put a blanket on anything, but at least in Texas, like I know where you stand. So and therefore, I can meet you where you are because I know where you stand. It's none of this passive aggressive bullshit. I'm gonna call the police on you for simply fucking existing like I had to deal with when I was in Chicago. In Boston, everybody had Black Lives Matter signs in their fucking yard. Nobody was fucking even nice to black people. Just the fucking biggest conundrum ever.
Dude. Like going to Boston, put it like this, and I'll make it real quick. I worked at a job where it was the first time in my life I actually saw segregation. Because majority of the white people would be in one room and the minorities would chill in one room. And everybody was fine. Everybody liked it that way. And when you go around Massachusetts, you go to certain places, when you black, they look at you funny. You go in some of them Irish bars, they look at you funny. You go in some of them Italian places, they look at you funny. Not like down here. Like in Florida, I realized, like when we were speaking earlier about our friends, we don't know real white people. Because we live in South Florida. Like, the friends that we have aren't real white people. When you go out and you live in other places, you meet real white people. Go on.
We'll say that to say this, man. It's just, you can't take anything for granted, especially if you go to a city where it's supposed to be super progressive and it's supposed to be super cool with people, or you're in like a very Republican or a red area and they're not supposed to be cool with people. I've never had that issue living in Texas, being in just about every major city in the city of Texas, in the state of Texas. I've never had any issues. Anybody call the police on me? I'm a big gun and car guy. Go to several different gun shows and car shows throughout the years. I ain't never had no issues with people who I'm pretty sure hate my guts, which is okay, fine, dandy, and cool. But I know where you stand, and I prefer that.
Well, what I always say, bro, what I hate, I don't hate. Well, I do. I hate the racists. But like the people that I hate the most is the one that hide it, bro.
The closets, man. The closets.
That's why I hate Joe Biden, bro. I know that nigga hate. He hate niggas, bro.
But I think that was a problem with when I was in Chicago, because I think they're very progressive, and San Francisco kind of was like this too. They're very progressive, and they want black people to have all their rights and everything until you move in their neighborhood. Now that you're living in my neighborhood.
It's an issue.
This might not be what I thought it was. It's one thing to talk about all that progressive stuff, from afar, and they still staying in their own neighborhoods. But now that we got people of color moving into where I stay at, going to school with my kids,
makes them uncomfortable.
It makes me very uncomfortable, and them true colors really start to show.
Go ahead, Gerson. Go ahead.
No, well, and here's the part that's fucked up or whatever, dog. I have a neighbor that moved in, bro. I hate her. And I had to think of myself. I was like, oh, this is what white people feel, bro. Because she's just obnoxiously loud, bro. Crazy, man. Talking about God at 6 a.m, like screaming.
Oh, I know who you talking about, bro. Every time I come, bro, I know exactly who you talking about, bro. Like I've been meaning to ask you about that because I'm like, bro, I know that shit has to drive y'all crazy, bro.
Listen, bro, she cursed out my dad, fam. She cursed out.
Nah, she off
nowadays.
her rocker. No disrespect. She's off her rocker.
Nah, she's truly crazy.
She's
man.
truly crazy, bro. Like,
And I was just like, damn, bro, you breaking down the volume of the house and shit next to me. I was like, damn, bro, this is what white people must feel like, bro. When someone moving in the thing, like, clearly you don't belong here. Like, you fucking up my vibe, bro. You loud and shit, man. Come on,
oh
dog.
my god! All right,
What we
man.
doing,
All right, man. Let's go. Go ahead, girls. Go say, girls. Go ahead, Rob. Bro.
So before we actually get on to like the actual podcast like we're supposed to, I want to throw my story out here. So, you know, my mother advised me not to say this story. So whatever happens after this, right? So I'm gonna keep it short. So at my job, we've been working on a big time home, and we had told, or my boss had told the designer that we would be done with all the work by November 1st. So the designer told the homeowner, like, okay, by November 1st, we'll have everything settled and shit like that. Mind you, we have an entire room that we got to do work in the house. And the guy, the head designer asked one of our guys, like, yo, how long do you think it would take? And, you know, the dude kept it real with him. He was just like, hey, look, man. He was like, we would have to stop production on everything else that we're doing and work on your shit for 2 to 3 weeks to get it done because it's that much work in that room. So the designer was just like, all right, cool. Now, this designer, by the way, I'm not going to name him. I'm not crazy enough to do that. But he's a big-time guy. Like, this nigga owns several multi-million-dollar home projects. Like, he's a big-time guy. I worked with him on a project when I first started 2-3 years ago. So this happened while I was away, right? So apparently, after the designer got this news, he went to where I work. And, you know, the owner of my company, the boss, he was there. And the two were having a discussion, and they were, I don't know exactly what they were talking about, but what ended up happening was the designer got so frustrated, so angry, that he grabbed my boss by the throat and started shaking this nigga, bro. So it was crazy because I went to go do a job, right? And fucking, I was meeting up with the head installer at the job site. And he comes up to me and he tells me, he goes, yo, bro, did you hear about what happened to the boss? And I'm just like, what the fuck you talking about, nigga? Because I was just there. Like, I had left, like, I had just got to the job site like 30 minutes after leaving. He goes, yo, man, some nigga walked in there and choked this motherfucker out. I said, what, nigga, what? I said, what the fuck are you talking about, nigga? I'm like, this ain't the 1950s when niggas just walk up and fucking just beat you over the head and shit. Like, what are you telling? I thought he would fuck with me because they like to fuck with me. We all fuck with each other at work. So I'm thinking like, oh, this nigga talking shit. So we've been super short-staffed at work. So the manager, he took his car and he was meeting us at the job site to help us out. So the manager comes up and he's hot. He goes, yo, man. He goes, you know what? I'm going to call, because the designer that we've been working with his assistant. So his assistant is who we've been going through and shit. So he calls the assistant. They're all chicos. So these niggas, this nigga tells this nigga in Spanish. I heard this after the fact, like, yo, man. This nigga tells the nigga, he goes, yo, man, if your boss was to fight somebody, give him my number. He's a little ass nigga, bro. Herb, you done met this nigga before. He's a little chico that been at the house. This little nigga come and talk about some, yo, if the boss is, if you want to come for my boss, come for me, nigga. Get that nigga my number. I'm thinking to myself, like, bro, this is getting too much. So apparently, I went back. There's a couple of the guys that were at the shop. So I asked them, like, yo, what the fuck happened? So they were just like, yo, man. One dude said he was on his lunch. He was eating his food. And all of a sudden, he just hears, man, don't you fuck with me. And he's just like, what the fuck? So he comes and he peeks out. And he sees my boss being held up by the throat, getting shaken by this dude, bro. So I was like, now mind you, the guy is actually pretty fucking jacked, right? He's a pretty jacked, like 40-year-old guy, and my boss is a 60-year-old, fucking white guy. So it's just like, obviously, it's just not in his favor. I asked our Jamaican homie that works there. So the Jamaican dude said, he came late that day. He was actually supposed to help us, but he came late. So he said, he was working, he was doing his work. A lot of those guys, they have headphones on because the good thing about my type of work is, like, when you work at the shop, niggas give you what you got to do and you just work. No one's going to bother you. So this nigga's listening to his music and shit, but over the music, he can hear niggas screaming.
That's like a movie scene, bro. That's like a scene out of a movie, bro. Like, go ahead, bro.
So the Jamaican dude is just sitting working. And he hears like, yo, what the fuck? Da, da, da. So he takes his headphones off and he turns around and he sees the boss held up and getting choked. So the funny part is the Chico that was eating food for lunch, he gets up and he's like this short, stocky, old guy. He's nice as hell, man. Super nice guy. But he gets up and he folds his arm and he looks at the guy, and the Jamaican cat just starts grilling the nigga like, yo, is this nigga really doing this? So the designer comes to. He comes back to reality and he realizes like, oh shit, I just fucking lost my shit. So the crazy thing is, right? So I don't really know. So I guess they talked it out a little bit and the guy leaves. But the thing that blew my mind was that my boss didn't call the cops. He didn't press no charges, no nothing like that. And what's even crazier is that he went to go help finish one of the tasks we were doing on that job. So the next day, me and the guys were kind of talking. We're just like, yo, man, what the fuck what did this nigga do to make this nigga that mad, dog? Like, bro, this nigga came into your house, choked you the fuck out, and you went to go help finish his work. What the fuck is going on, nigga? So, like, it was just crazy. I haven't had a chance to actually talk to my boss. I was hoping I would get a chance to, like, I was gonna fuck with him about it, like, yeah, because the thing about my boss, he has a tendency to kind of lose his temper a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
But he talked to a real nigga.
Oh shit, bro! The thing is, I don't know the full story. I wanted to talk to him and be like, "Yo, what the fuck you saying?"
Wait.
Man?
So I don't know as much. Are we talking about the same nigga? You was like, "Yo, you know what, bro? You know what I'm saying? He showed you that's the way to go and all that other stuff." Is that the dude?
No. This dude is the guy who hired me. Like, this is the guy who owns the whole company.
Okay,
like the main nigga. Like, he's a cool guy.
I'm talking about the dude that choked him.
Oh, the dude that choked him?
Yeah.
Nah, he's just a designer that we don't work with.
Oh,
he's just bro. If you've seen this guy in real life, even though he's jacked, you think he's a bitch. You would think he's a bitch ass nigga because when you hear him talk, you're just like, bro, listen, I work in this field. Designers never sound cool when they're men. Like, when women are designers, it's cool because it's just like women have that creativity, that women have that energy, the eccentricism, you know what I'm saying? When it's a guy designer, I'm always just thinking to myself, like, this guy's probably queer, but that's not for me to judge. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that. I just think to myself, like, this can't be a tough guy, which is why when I heard this nigga had the balls to walk, it's a good thing that I wasn't there, bro. Like, it's a good thing that me and the head installer are the two biggest niggas there and we weren't there. Because, first of all, the head installer, that's like his dad, bro, the owner. Because they've been working together for like 8 years. And me, that nigga gave me a job and, he fucked with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, this nigga gives me weed, bro. Like, I fuck with this nigga. So you're not just going to walk into where I'm at and just fucking start choking this nigga out. So I asked the Jamaican nigga, I'm like, bro, why didn't y'all stop this shit, man? I'm like, bro.
They ain't riders, bro.
No, but what Jamaican nigga was just like, he was just like, I was working and I heard him. And when I looked, he stopped. He was like, if he would have kept going, it would have been different. I said, fair enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't know what was going on. But the whole reason I'm telling the story was I just didn't know shit like this still happened, dog. I didn't know niggas just walk up into people's shit. It's almost like someone coming in and just with a bat and just breaking your windows, nigga. It's just like, I just thought that shit was just so out of pocket, dog, that I just had to share it, bro. I thought it was hilarious.
Nah, bro. That is probably one of the funniest stories in the world, bro. But with that, man, we're going to have a quick intermission, bro, and get to the show when we come back, man. So, see y'all in a momento. All right, man. Well, let's get back, bro. Let's get back. All right, man. So, we back. We had a hilarious conversation, majority of the podcast, but I do want to go ahead and switch gears to have a more serious conversation. And I'm not going to say piggyback off of the conversation that we had a couple pods ago. But it's going to be in that same vein. So I want to give it a new perspective, a new vein, and a perspective which is awesome that you are here, Dom, in regards to school shootings, right? Like, we talked about it, but we only could talk about it from the outside looking in. You are somebody who used to be a teacher, and now you are an administrator. So you work in faculty. You've been working in schools and some type of way as a profession since you were out of college. And how long has that been now that you've been either a teacher or administrator or anything that has to do with faculty?
So this is my 10th year in education.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy. So my undergrad's political science, my master's degree is in educational leadership. I've been a district administrator now for 2 years in Texas. I actually had the great pleasure when I was working at a suburb right outside of Houston. I was actually on the critical response team that actually created school plans. And the different tactics you have to use for the unfortunate event of a school shooting. And our specific campus SRO really, really cool dude. I mean, he's like, he's an E8 in the military. He's like infantry. He's really great with the kids. And he's actually the county leader for like the SWAT team. So he was one of the first people that was actually on the scene at, what's that school in Friendswood? He actually pulled up to the scene and was the first person that was there after a school shooting happened. I guess I'll actually skip out on the name of that campus as well.
Okay, all right, my bad. I thought you was gonna keep going, so I didn't catch that last part, bro. My bad, bro. Go ahead. What you said, bro? Like, what you said, bro?
One of the police officers I worked with, he was the first person to pull up like after a school shooting happened, and it was like, he's been to Afghanistan. His truck's been blown up. He's been in Iraq. He's been in war zones as infantry. And he said the worst day of his life was walking into that building after that shooting.
Okay, all right. So this is why I wanted to have you on. Like you came in town. It's not like you came to specifically be on the pod, but when I knew you were in town, I was like, all right, we definitely got to have you on because you can give this conversation so much context because you can take us behind the scenes. Like we as people who are not a part of a school shooting, all we get are the details in regards to what the news show, what other people might say, and just basically news coverage, right? We can't see the aftermath. We can't see what happens, how everybody's changed. We don't have to live with these kids knowing that a part of their life will always be changed forever, right? So what is that like? Take us through that.
Well, fortunately, I never actually been in a school shooting, but I will say that the mentality is totally different now. So, for example, we did fire drills all the time. We do fire drills every month. We did lockdown drills occasionally when we was in high school, but it wasn't like this. So when we do lockdown drills now, it's a totally different vibe. So my previous district, when I was teaching, we do lockdown drills like we're preparing for like a school shooter. So that means I have to barricade the door. I'm telling my kids, okay, look around the classroom. What do you see? What can you use as a weapon? Okay, kid's gonna grab a printer. This kid's gonna grab a monitor. I kept a screwdriver somewhere hidden in the classroom. And you have to have a mentality shift of if things go left, it may just be me in this classroom with these kids and something horrible might happen.
My question about Texas, since it's such an open carry, like teachers don't walk around with guns.
I'm actually really glad you said that, Gerson. So people think that's a good idea. That's a fucking horrible idea. So on the surface, it seems like that would be like a great way to combat it. And as we were talking a little bit earlier about like how I got like a bunch of Republican friends and things like that. When I went to a gun range, I actually did a really good job at talking to some conservatives who were just like, yeah, we should definitely give the teachers guns. I'm a pretty decent shooter. I've been a gun owner for the past 10 years. I do exercise my Second Amendment right. I will occasionally concealed carry. I go to the gun range twice a month, so I have a pretty good idea what I'm doing. I would not trust myself in a situation to have a gun, nor I trust any other teacher. So what you have to also think about is the other things. If you ever go to the bathroom inside of any police department, you know what you're going to see? Bullet holes in the ceiling from accidental discharges. So in America, most gun violence, most people actually shoot themselves on accident, right? So a couple things to consider here. A, God forbid something happens, you're probably going to have a handgun. When it comes to these school shooters, they're oftentimes using a long gun, like a shotgun, some type of AR variant, or some type of a rifle. Handguns are actually the hardest thing to shoot. I took Herb and Rod to the gun range. Every time they come take y'all to the gun range, and y'all can attest to it. It's not like it is in the movies. Handguns are the hardest thing to shoot.
Give me the Scorpion any day, bro.
Give you the Scorpion. Hey, Scorpion make you feel like you John Wick. But that's when you calm, right? That's when you're not under distress. So the other thing I always tell people too is the target behind your target is also your target, right? So if, God forbid, let's say there's a school shooter, or I'm trying to take out a target who's 10 yards away in the middle of a hallway while classes are changing. Well, if I'm going to shoot at this target, if all of my shots are not perfect, then now I'm also just putting the lives of the other kids at risk as well. But it's not even about that. It's about the day-to-day, right? So how's a child going to feel when they walk into a classroom and now my teacher who's going to teach me, and it's too much work for a teacher anyway. Teachers already have a really, really hard job. So now you have to be teacher, friend, counselor, daddy, fight breakup person, coach, security, and police officer, and I'm gonna need you to do that for less than $50,000 a year. And if something pop off, I'm gonna need you to get that gun. I need you to run towards the actual danger. And then there's also the legal ramifications too, right? Think about it. If something happens with a police officer and a police officer negligently discharges their firearm, then there's going to be a system in place that protects that police officer. If a kindergarten teacher, for whatever reason, drops their pistol and that pistol goes off and it shoots and kills a kindergartner, what happens then? What's the legal recourse then? There is none. You're not going to have those same protections.
Well, listen, I never thought that was a good idea to give the teachers guns. I never thought that. But I was asking for a state that allows people to walk around with guns freely. My question was just more like, when a teacher goes into work, do they have to keep their guns in the car and stuff like that? Is that how it's working in Texas?
For now, it's district by district, but for now, nobody's concealed carrying on a campus, and for the same exact reason. Anybody that's even like semi-competent with a firearm will tell you that you have way more of a chance of something like accidentally happening than you actually preventing an actual shooting. And just keeping it a buck, keeping it 100, especially with all of us sitting at this table being black men, I'm pretty sure we've all had teachers who were afraid of us. Or we've all had teachers who may not have understood where we were coming from. The last thing I want is a scary-ass teacher to have a gun in the same classroom as my black child.
No, but that's exactly what I thought when they said that. I was like, come on, fam. You want me to think that the teacher that's going through way more stress and that you're paying them you're not paying them anywhere near what they deserve to get.
Without the gun.
Without the gun, and then you're telling me to get the gun, and then you telling me to like maneuver and shoot. Like, fam, when people shoot, bro, it ain't a movie, man. You miss. You fucking miss.
Frequently.
To your point about the school shootings, and I want to bring this up because I actually know someone who was close. The same boss that I was talking about earlier that got choked out. Back when the Douglas school shooting happened, his daughters were going to the school. One of his daughters was going to the school, and one of the neighbors that he actually knew, like one of the kids that his daughters grew up playing with, she died during that shooting. So the one thing I noticed about when these things happen is that there's a lot of trauma in the community. Like, I remember when I first started working with this company, whenever you brought up the Douglas thing, my boss would just break down. He would just start crying, bro. He was just like, bro, look, bro. People, look, like people cope differently with these type of things, especially when it's so close to you. They're not used to that. So I wanted to ask you, like, do they have like any kind of protective measures? Like, in the event these things happen, is there like counseling ready? Like, what is it that teachers do? It's sad that you have to even think about this as a possibility, but do you guys have measures for things like that? Like when it goes down?
So it's a few things, right? My mom said it best because she's been with the school board here for now 28 years. Yes, school shootings are a problem. School shootings are very, very sad. However, in black and brown neighborhoods, our kids die from gun violence all the time. And nobody gives a fuck. And that's the reality. They don't send the grief counselors out. They aren't trying to, provide the same resources. Our kids have to deal with it almost every year. Y'all remember I worked at William Danny. That's a rough school.
I went there. I understand.
Rough school. And there were several events where we had students who did not make it the next day for whatever reason because something going on in the neighborhood. It happened more often than you think. When I was at Dillard, just about every year there was a gun violence incident at Dillard where kids didn't make it. The year after I left Dillard in 2009, there was a school shooting on the actual campus. I knew both of those people. Two girls were in band. They were like dating or something like that. And the one girl broke up with the other girl and she got upset. She shot and killed the girl in the middle of the hallway at Dillard and went to Captain Crab's around the corner. Right? But, nobody's seeking the grief counselor. But fortunately, we were so close to it was a school in Santa Fe. We were so close to Santa Fe that we did actually end up getting a new counselor that actually dealt with just mental health issues. And I mean, it's the day. I mean, kids cutting themselves every single day, suicide attempts. When I was in the suburbs, and it was kind of crazy to say this, when I worked in the suburbs, I felt like it was more dangerous working in the suburbs than when I worked in the hood. Just keeping it 100. Even to this day, like I look at people and I'm always constantly looking at like if kids like cut themselves, if they have new bruises, are you wearing more hoodies than you used to wear? If you smell a certain way, it's a lot of things. So schools are ultimately a reflection of, what we're doing as a society. And it's just, it's the reality. And mental health is a huge, huge problem in America that we're not addressing. Like we even had, 4 or 5 years ago, we had a student hang himself in the math hallway, like before school started.
Yo, it's like, all right, so honestly, as a parent and as like everything you're saying, bro, it just sounds sick. I didn't even hear about that Diller situation. Was it on the news?
They found a body in the lake at Diller like a year ago, like a year and a half ago. Exactly.
Listen, man. What I wanted to ask is just more of in Texas, at least, because we're in Florida. But in Texas, when this situation happened, where there's school shooting and whatnot, is there a whole like setup to what to be done for these kids in this situation, like where kids can talk to and whatnot? Do you have an on campus therapist and stuff like that?
So a lot of times what they'll do is they're bringing grief counselors. That'll happen a lot. They do that in Florida as well. Unfortunately, when I've worked in a campus or in a district where suicide was a big issue, we only had 4 or 5 high schools, and we will have 2 or 3 suicides a year. So it was actually like a major thing where a kid would take his own life, and then now you have to go and bring the grief counselors in, and they have to come and talk to the classes, let them cry, so on and so forth, and then kind of like help the kids process a little bit, but. Honestly, it's a moment in time thing, and everybody kind of, handles things in different ways. And it's kind of just really so one thing about me when I was in the classroom, it was always really important for me to make sure that I always built relationships with all the kids that I had in my room. Even more so important than the actual content, I want to make sure that all the kids were, learning good stuff, but then that they were also good, because I know that you're more than just, you're not going to remember none of the school shit. A year from now. But how are you as a person? Are you a good person? Are you a critical thinker? Those are the main things I focus on whenever I'm teaching my content.
Well, I mean, that's dope. That's awesome to hear that. I would expect that from you to be someone that, in your history, your mother being into education also. That's dope. And your wife being into, I didn't know she was into education, but.
Yeah, we made bad decisions. This is why
be way richer doing something else. But it's beautiful to see that you have that in you and it's in your family. But my main question would be, as you rise up, dog, do you see any, like, I expect it to be worse, honestly, after the pandemic. I don't know what these kids coming into after having to deal with staying at home for a year and whatnot. Has any of the things, have you seen any change or whatnot in your job or whatever, dealing with these kids?
Yes. So essentially, in my opinion, I think the kids came back very, very differently. Unfortunately, the way our system is set up, I think a lot of people expected us to have 2019, now that we're in 2021, COVID's over, it's going to press play. And that's not how it went down at all. I don't think people appreciate just how vital education is and how many things, how many different types of trauma, how many different types of mental health issues, kids being able to eat when it comes to, abuse from parents. We're essentially one of the first lines of defense, and I don't think people really realize that until especially this year. So now these kids who were home for essentially a year and a half, a lot of them, either couldn't finish school, or we had a lot of kids that straight up disappear. Like we had kids that didn't show up for a year and a half, and now they're back at our doorsteps, and they're almost different people. They're not used to. Some of them aren't used to necessarily operating in a system in which you're around 3,000 other kids at all periods of time, or you've been suffering abuse for the past year and a half. How do you actually cope with that? And now I'm just supposed to come back to school and everything is supposed to be normal. Same thing with teachers. We had a lot of teachers who were first year teachers last year who, you was a brand new teacher. Everything was virtual. Now you got 35 kids in front of you. That's a whole different ball game. So now we're just trying to figure out this whole new world of education after we kind of resuming from hybrid.
And also, man, I know it definitely didn't. Well, because I'm not in school, I don't know. And my son been out of school for the whole year when the pandemic hit, bro. So how do y'all act towards wearing a mask and all that in Texas? It's like, fuck it, like that, or whatnot with the kids?
Texas and Florida are not very similar in regards to that, bro. It's not that literally the two states that do not give a single fuck are Texas and Florida, bro.
So my district actually does have a mask mandate, and for the most part, 90% of the kids that actually comply. It really just depends on like what part of Texas that you're in, but it's up to you if you want to fight it. You know, it's just like any other thing. It's just like it's like a dress code thing, right? It's just like, am I going to really spend my time and effort focusing on this mask or the dress code thing, or am I going to put my efforts elsewhere? That's pretty much what it boils down to.
Okay, so I do want to use this opportunity to contrast your experience in education now versus your experience in education when you were in college, because you did go to a HBCU, right? So I know we had a conversation about HBCUs. Like me and Rod, we were talking about HBCUs and how we have grown more appreciation for their importance, what they mean, why they exist, why we should send more of our kids to them versus sending them to schools that are predominantly mixed or just regular schools. And you were the first person I knew that actually went to a HBCU. Like, I never had no true concept of a HBCU until we went to Tallahassee and we saw, or I got to feel like I was at a HBCU vicariously through people like you and other friends that we had who went there. And I want you to go ahead and explain your experience when you went there, why you chose to go to a HBCU, what you learned from going to a HBCU, and now 10 years later, how you can reflect from graduating from a HBCU.
Man, I'll say like the past 3 years, like the love HBCU, like black schools have been getting has been like, it's been amazing. It's been really cool. My grandfather, who's always been like a really, really, huge influence on my life, he went to Dillard. I went to Dillard. My grandfather went to FAMU. He got drafted after his first year, but man, I always knew I wanted to go to FAMU. Oddly enough, niggas was laughing at me when I was like, I'm going to FAMU because I was super excited. Actually, I got into FAMU, I got into Florida State, and I got into UCF, and I still picked FAMU. I just knew that that's where I wanted to be, especially after I went and took a college visit. Like, I knew it's where I had to be. Ironically, I don't know if I ever tell you the story, I didn't even want to go to college because nobody in my family really like went and finished college either, until I went and hung out with my cousin Vic in Valdosta, Georgia, when I was 15. So when I went to go hang out with my cousin Vic, he was cool. He went to Valdosta State in Georgia, little school on South Georgia. He was a Kappa, so he was like the man on campus. I like went to his classes and stuff. His like women in religion classes. Remember, it was like super cool. And I'm 15, and I went to a fucking pre-nasty party, bro, like a Kappa and a Q party. Man, I'm 15 drinking damn Noop juice and oil, and I'm dancing with like these grown ass women and shit, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to college.
That'll do it. That'll sell the young man the dream, dog.
And then when I took a little campus visit to FAMU, and I already saw what it was. I saw a little set Friday when I was like a senior in high school, and I was just like, yeah, this was about to happen. So, the highest of 7 hills, man. Definitely had my struggles while I was there, but definitely blessed. And I love my 4 years when I was at FAMU. I wouldn't trade it for anything else in the world.
Nah, and I'm mad, or I'm not gonna say I'm mad. It's not about having regrets or anything like that. I just was more disappointed in myself that I didn't see the beauty in an HBCU experience till it was literally my last year there, right? Like, when we first got to Tallahassee, and I'm talking about me and Rod because we went there at the same time. I remember the first time we got there and the first time we went to FSU and the first time we went to FAMU. And we said this on the podcast before, but I'll repeat the conversation, repeat the story for people who might have missed that episode. The contrast that you see between those two schools, at that time, I didn't understand that there was a have and have-nots, right? Where it's just infrastructure. It's a lot of politics, it's a lot of racism that allow a school like FSU to have certain things that I thought was more important.
And it's deeper than that.
Yeah.
Where Florida State is now, that's where FAMU used to be.
Right.
So when it was still a women's college, the bottom of the hill was actually the better land. So they couldn't have the niggas on the better land. So what they ended up doing was they confiscated that land from us and they put us on the highest of 7 hills in Tallahassee with the rattlesnakes.
Mm-hmm. See, shit like that, y'all don't even know that. Like, shit like that it's just, bro, like, whenever they have an opportunity to steal from you, they will, bro. Like, it's crazy, dog. But I remember going to FAMU and going to FSU, and I'm going to FAM, and I'm like, man, look at FSU, look at this, bro, it looks beautiful. And I go to FAM, I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then I didn't realize the beauty of being at the HBCU until you realize going to your first set Friday, right? Going to these parties, going to these functions, going to these, whether it's a party or just an event, it could be a social event, anything. Just seeing that pride and that blackness and seeing so many people who are happy to be there because of what it represents, right? And I never understood that until literally it was too late. The more I got closer with being around black people on my black side and being more about repping what it is to be black versus my first year there when I was always at the white parties, always hanging with white people. Not like I'm an Oreo or anything like that. Anybody will tell you that's not me at all. That's just what I was cool with. Yes, Gerson. Yes, Gerson. God damn
Listen,
it, bro.
man, you are the most niggerish Oreo I ever met, bro.
This
You
nigga,
just,
dog.
you just a
God,
nigga that's
bro.
white, bro. That's all it is.
No, bro. There's a difference between being a nigga that's white and trust me, we have plenty friends like that. No, Gerson.
No. And this is the best thing I can say, bro. Honestly, bro, y'all both niggas that's white, bro.
No, we
That's
not,
it,
bro.
Yes, you are.
No,
bro.
we not,
Yes,
bro.
you are. You don't.
I-
wait. You don't. And the simple fact I can say that, bro, is simply because these crackers attract you, bro. They just love
It
you.
has
dog.
nothing to do with it.
Yes, it does, bro.
But just kind of bringing it back, right? So one of the surprising things about going to FAMU was like, okay, people think, oh, it's a black college, so why would you want to be? People actually approach me like, why would I want to go to? You already a black person, like, why you want to go to a black college to be around other black people? And my response is oftentimes, well, why can't I take a break from the normal reality of being the only black person in a sea full of,
Right.
of non-black people? A, and then B, the valuable lesson that I learned was black people from all over the country are very, very different from one another.
That is very true.
So black people so we had a lot of people from Chicago because Chicago, you can actually go to school out of state at FAMU and it would be cheaper for you to go to school and stay at Chicago or in DC. So we had a lot of black people from Chicago, a lot of black people from DC, a lot of black people from New York. They all had their own clubs, they all had their own thing. We had people from Georgia, people from Palm Beach, which are different than people from Pompano, which is different from people from Fort Lauderdale, which is different from people from Duval. And just seeing different, or even black people who went to all white schools, and now you're all around black people, and it makes you feel weird to be around black people. Like
those are my favorite people to point out at the social events because I'm like, oh, you the token black guy when you was in high school, bruh. I know you.
But then you get a change purse full of tokens,
Dog,
and it's hilarious,
bro. This is how I knew people were different, right? The first time I went to a function, right, and somebody pulled out spades, and everybody at the table had a different way to play, bruh. That's when it really hit me. I was like, oh, okay, we different. Cause I'm about my big joker, little joker. You got some people who only play with twos. I've had people that was like, nigga, I ain't ace high. I'm like, okay.
Ace high, no twos, no jokers.
I'm like, what? I was like, okay, yeah,
garbage.
we are different. We fighting the same fight, but we fighting it from different parts of the universe, dog, for real, bro. So
And back in them days, man, FAMU will give you a chance, bro. Like if you had a 2.3 GPA, it'll let you in. But let me tell you something, and kick your ass out too. So I remember, never forget my first semester. Man, what was that club? What was Baja's before it was Baja's?
you think I know, bro? This shit changed all the fucking
man.
time, bro. Like,
Well, whatever. It was a club called Baja's, right? They used to actually send a little party bus up to the actual dorm. I stayed in Gibbs, right? So, hey, Monday, go play some Madden in the little dorm hall, play some cards, catch the bus, go to the club. Tuesday, same thing. Wednesday, same thing. Thursday, same thing. By the time November had rolled around, all of them was out of college, bro. All of them was out of college. So it didn't take them a long time to let that ship sail.
okay, so next point in regards to HBCUs, though. So I wanted to have this conversation because me and Gerson had this conversation a while back in regards to how we feel like HBCUs could rise back to prominence, right? Gerson, wait, man, Jesus Christ, bro, just God dang, bro, like, right? So me and Gerson had this conversation how HBCUs could rise to prominence because a lot of people don't know, like, a lot of Hall of Fame football players came from HBCUs. Jerry Rice, Walter Payton, Doug Williams. No, Deion Sanders. Yeah, Shannon Sharp. Yeah, right.
Crack ass nigga.
nigga.
Hold up. FAMU alumni Bullet Bob Hayes, man.
Bullet Bob Hayes, Deacon Jones. Like,
Bullet Bob Hayes was so fast, they actually had to create the zone defense to keep up with Bullet Bob Hayes, bro.
and I know about Bullet Bob Hayes, bro.
Yeah,
Dallas Cowboy for life, baby.
Yeah, legendary he ran a 10-1 in the 100 on a gravel.
That is crazy. And at that point in time, too, in the 70s to do that, that's nuts.
No,
bro.
that was in the 60s, bro.
Yeah. Right. So it's crazy because you can think about it like there's definitely there's not perfect right here. There are 96 football players that are inducted in the Hall of Fame that came from a HBCU, right? And that's just the Hall of Fame. That's not everybody who made the NFL from a HBCU, all right? So I wanted to know how you feel in regards to the news that Travis Hunter, whether depending on what recruiting website you is, he's either one or number two. At worst, number three. Number three recruit in the nation. Most people have number two. Most people have number one, right? He decided to go to Jackson State. And this is a rehash of a conversation that me and Gerson had, to reiterate again, where Gerson was making the point that he felt that a lot of these players should go to HBCUs to bring back HBCUs, back to prominence, give back to our community, give strength to our community, give strength to something that is truly for us. And I was always on the side that I just don't see it being feasible because of what a lot of these big programs could offer, right? Like, think about this. LSU just hired Brian Kelly and gave him a $95 million contract, and he was their third option. Maybe fourth. He's not who they actually wanted, bro. But they just have so much money to throw around. They were like, we give our fourth option $100 million. That's what HBCUs are competing with.
So I would agree with you, but there's one big curveball, right? And we're going to see what changed. That new NIL rule. So that name, image, and likeness rule that they have now, so pretty much the kids can get paid. That's going to change a whole lot.
Right.
And the thing is, that might end up hurting a lot more of the big programs than originally intended. That might change a whole lot of what people are feeling about.
Right. But this is okay. So in regards to Travis Hunter, right? Like, a part of the reason why Travis Hunter went to Jackson State is because of NIL, right? The only thing is this, though. I know we want to say, okay, this is the start. This is going to be the trend. This is what's going to happen going forward. I would have to see it to believe it. I'm not trying to be a pessimist, right? Even in regards to Jackson State, look at what had to happen and what is already present for it to come to fruition. You have Deion Sanders, you have Barstool, you have a reality show, and you have $2 million just for him to go to Jackson State, right? Like, I don't think you can have that at Alabama State. I don't think, unless you're saying that a Deion Sanders type player is going to go ahead and coach at FAMU, right?
Hopefully.
So
I'll say this too. People focus on football a lot. I think it's much more likely for it to happen with basketball.
Yeah,
first.
for sure.
So could Howard get 2 or 3 4-star recruits, and can they make a real deep run into the Final Four? Yeah, I think that's 100% possible. That's something I wouldn't have thought was possible, 10 or 15 years ago. It's all about baby steps, and it's all about exposure, man. So that exposure is great. If you look at HBCUs across the board, and one of the reasons why I love being an HBCU grad is it's like a love for like all HBCUs, bro. It's just like it don't matter what HBCU you went to, like I'll fuck with you. So like, even at my job, I work in Houston, so nobody really went to FAM. I got a big ass family flag in my office, right? Big ignorant flag. I mean, it's like 11, 12 feet tall. Right? I don't give a fuck, right? And then, my coworkers, they go to TSU or PV. We in the same division right now, but it's just like, it don't matter, man. It's all 100% love.
Nah, I mean, I think that's dope, man. I think it's beautiful at the very least that HBCUs are finally now starting to get a little more shine. We'll see what happens in the future going forward. But I mean, I was with Herb in Tallahassee, man. I went to FSU. I seen the HBCU life. I think back on that shit sometimes. I think to myself, like, you know what? I might have even finished school if I had went to HBCU, because I ain't gonna lie, man. Going to Florida State, I thought that was where it was at, and then I went there and I realized that I was kind of an outcast, and it didn't hit me. And this is funny considering that I'm someone who I've always had a pretty good relationship with white folks. You know what I'm saying? Like, white people just generally tend to love me. But it was interesting to be around white people all the time. And then it's just like, when you're the one black guy around nothing but white folks, you just see all that. You know what I mean? You see all the little shit, all the bullshit, all the like you hear remarks. You just see the way people view things, and then because of how I am as a personality, I was never I was very insensitive about race, so it was never something that was big on me. Part of that was because of how I grew up. I ain't gonna lie, man. I had a grudge against y'all Yanks, bro. Growing up, man. Because for those of y'all who don't know, man, being Haitian growing up in South Florida in the early 2000s, late 90s,
Before the song came out.
before Amazo made niggas proud, Haitians, we getting our ass whooped, man. I was one of them Haitians getting jumped, nigga. So for me, I had always kind of looked at it like, man, it don't matter if it's black or white to me. If you fuck with me, you fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? Because my own people would beat me up just because my parents were from a fucking island. And we all black. So for me, it took some time for me to be around white folks, to be around other black people, to grow up, to understand what the world around me. And then it started to hit me.
And you know what? You just reminded me of a story, bro. I remember y'all was there for my last semester. That shit was rough, bro. Like,
yes, sir.
One of my aunts had just passed away. My uncle got diagnosed with cancer. Like, I had a bad breakup. Remember, I was writing.
Don't panic. I'll never forget that, bro.
Hey,
I will never forget that. I had to use that for a little while. It worked for me.
Hey, like I took a Sharpie and I wrote "Don't panic" on my fucking on my forearm every single. I had
looked at that shit every day.
Every day, bro. I had 21 credit hours, dog. So I had 7 higher level history classes all at the same time while trying to work at FedEx, while trying to do all the things with my fraternity, all at the same time, and it just was not working out. And I remember I had a 30-page paper. Ironically, I just thought about it. I had a 30-page paper that was about the last football game between an HBCU and a PWI, with predominantly white institution. It was actually between FAMU and University of Tampa. At the time, the University of Tampa actually had like a really good football team. FAMU ended up winning that game, but it ended up being a huge implication because that was pretty much the last time that FAMU was raw. Because after that, everybody just started to pull all the black recruits, and they kind of dramatically changed. But I was having a real hard time. I was up all night. That paper was due at it's like 2 a.m. or something like that. And I ended up going to sleep, and I forgot to turn that fucking paper in. If I didn't turn that paper in, it's all for nothing. I can't fucking graduate, right? Sheesh. So I sleep, and my phone blowing up. I look, it's my fucking professor, bro. This man found my phone number and he blew my phone up. And I'm not gonna say his name because he was just like, Dominique, where's your paper? It's like, yeah, I got it done. It's like, all right, what the fuck are you doing? Turn that shit in. I'll give you 10 minutes. And I got an A on that paper and it was done. That shit was like super fucking real. Cause I can't imagine going to like another school and like the professor would stop to blow your phone
seek you
up.
out. Yeah.
Yeah. And I've had a couple professors that actually do that for me, man. So it was definitely special.
Nah, man. I mean, I'm glad that you were able to, you know what I'm saying, you got that experience. You learned a lot. Even me being up there, even not going to it's funny because when you're black and you go to a school, Tallahassee's a weird place because Tallahassee, well, I don't know about other states and shit.
It's weird.
But Tallahassee's a weird place because the big time white school and the big time black school are right next to each other.
Across the fucking street.
As well as the mixed school. Because I started going to Tallahassee at TCC. So it's just so funny that you have these 3 schools all in close vicinity amongst one another. And each campus has its own vibe, its own differences. And, but when you live up there and you interact with different people, you learn different things about these campuses. You learn different things about your people, other people. And it just ends up being an overall just a very good experience for you, no matter who you are.
Yeah, man. And then the networking was pretty much A1 too, man. So
of course,
whenever I find anybody from FAMU with the local chapter, because we have a alum chapter in Houston that's pretty legit too. I was talking to Gerson a little bit earlier. He was asking me some stuff about fraternities. I don't know if you want to run that back or not, but I got several frat brothers that are in Houston area too. That's actually I ended up finding a job that I currently have now as an admin. So it's just several different things that definitely has.
I ain't gonna lie, man. Not that I looked at you any different, but I just wasn't a nigga that felt like I was never meant for that frat shit, man. I don't have the temper for it, dog. I just feel like if a nigga tried to hit me with a paddle, he getting stole, bro. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny. Hold on. It's funny because I'm the opposite because there was a point in my life, dog, where
You wanted to join a sorority, my nigga?
definitely not a sorority, a fraternity. A sorority is for women, Gerson. There you go.
You're right.
There was a point in my life where I was, young and impressionable, dog, and it was just something about those cues, dog.
Listen, hold up,
I felt
bro.
like I was a cue at heart, dog.
It
spoke to me, bro.
Listen, RDC. The Q's is the one that barks, right? Yes, sir. Oh man, that's Herbie Sylvester. That's Herbie Sylvester right there, dog.
So, the type of person I am, sometimes I just like to. Sometimes, like, part of me just likes to do like the hardest shit possible to see if I can do it, and that was probably one of my initial reasons, like for sure. But I'm definitely all about the brotherhood, scholarship, and service. The entire time we were there, we were frat of the year every year for like 10 years running. Nobody could touch us because we raised so much damn money, and we gave all that money back to the community. The infamous Pajama Juice Jam. You guys have definitely partaken in those parties. Gerson, you missed out, bro.
Legendary parties, man. Some of the best times of my life.
Legendary party, bro. Pajama Juice Jam. About 4,000 or 5,000 people. 4,000 or 5,000 people at the party, all scantily clad. We purposely made sure that we sold the tickets. That was it was more friendlier of a skew, of a gender skew. If you get my picture, about 70-30.
I just want to say this, bro. It would have been crazy if our generation, had the Snapchats and the Instagrams, like, bro, like these. I see these kids now who think they're so cool. It's like, y'all don't know shit, dog. We, bro. If we had Snapchat, if we had IG, if we had TikTok, nigga.
So we did get in trouble. So man, fuck it, whatever. So there was one Pajama Juice Jam. I'm like responsible. I'm like a stick in the mud. So when everybody's like, let's go do this, I'm like, hey, bad fucking idea. Do y'all remember
Okay, well, to people who's listening, Pajama Juice Jam is your fraternity's premier party because I think it was 2 of the year, but that was like the number one.
Goon Bay Beach Bash, we shared that one with the bros at Florida State. Shout out to my bros at Florida State. And yeah, that was
in your fraternity because nobody just knows what the hell your fraternity is.
I'm a member of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated.
There you go, bro. Because everybody's like, what's the fucking fraternity, dog? Yeah, Phi Beta Sigma. So that was the party, like the one that you got through.
Blue Phi
Pajama Juice Jam and sorry to cut you off, but go ahead.
So yeah, one year they decided to go ahead and have a damn stripper pole. Y'all remember that?
I do remember that. Yes.
So I remember at the meetings, I'm like, hey man, it's a bad idea. Like, it's a liability. Somebody get drunk, comp on that pole, slip, bust their neck, we liable, blase. Niggas wasn't hearing that shit. The unthinkable happens. So there was a video, an infamous video on World Star Hip Hop where
Yes.
Yep, you already remember what this is.
Damn, Gerson can let people talk, bro. Like, relax, bro.
He been holding my mic. That's why I keep asking.
Nigga, it's y'all sharing the mic, bro. Like,
And my point is, he never handed it back, bro.
because he was trying to say something, bro.
No, but my point is it the same story of the one lady that, and I've been at trying to ask questions. So nonetheless, is it that one story of the one lady that was way up and then slid down on her neck?
No, man. Yeah, that's something completely different.
Different story.
Wasn't that KOD?
That was KOD.
Yeah, that's KOD,
nah,
nigga.
different story. So there was a rather large lady, not here nor there, very sweaty. And there was a dude who decided to just, go and give her like the craziest amount of oral that you could think on the dance floor in the middle of everybody. And that shit got recorded. And it got posted to World Star. So, I worked the ticket counter because I was a financial secretary at the time. So, I'm counting the money up, this and that, blase, we handling business. Get a text from my line brother, like, yo, we on World Star. I'm like, oh shit, that's what's up. We got 5,000 views. I'm like, oh, that's what's up. And, night goes on. It's like 3, 4 a.m. It's like, oh shit, we on World Star. We got 20,000 views. 9 a.m. hits. Yo, we on World Star. We got 90,000 views in like fucking 10 hours. So this is before like viral, all that stuff.
Yeah.
This is like way back in the day. So you got 90,000 views in a night. Like,
That's fire.
and it's not the good type of fire. So
at all.
yeah. So we've never officially been suspended, but we got
I
called. down to-
remember that night, and the crazy part is because so the thing about the Juice Jams is it's not pitch black, but it says
It's
close.
pretty dark.
It's pretty dark. It says close. So I was right there, and I did not know what was happening, which was crazy. I was right next to it.
Let me tell you the worst thing: cleaning up a pajama juice jam is the nastiest shit in the world, bro. That's why we always make the Neos do that shit. Neos are the new members, so the new niggas always have to
Short
clean up
for a
the juice.
neophyte.
Yeah, gotta clean up the fucking juice jam. But yeah, bro, it'd be condoms everywhere. It'd be dildos and shit, bro. Like it'd be all type of shit on the floor, like at the party, bro.
And it's so dark. You're just like, how? I don't like
a crazy amount of like used condoms, bro. It's like I'm like you wouldn't think it's just like yo, like niggas is that part is not for like this side of the century. Like niggas definitely going to like prison just off of just like being there.
I remember because I remember it on it literally was a storm. Like I know you guys had to deal with the school. Like I remember like people talking about it, and it was just like, oh my God, I would never send my kid to Tallahassee because this is the stuff that goes on in these schools. And ironically, for that time, I don't think you understand how many people went to FAMU just because of that video, bro. Good, bad, or indifferent, bro.
Whatever it takes. hey, proud alum, man.
All right, so let's switch gears, man. Do a little quick hits, but not quick hits. I do want to get into pop culture before we close out the show. We're hour 30 into it, man. So let's get right into it. Yeah. Let's get right into it. So me and Rod, we went and saw Spider-Man. So this is gonna be straight pop culture. We're gonna talk about Spider-Man. We're gonna review it. Spoiler free review of Spider-Man. We are going to talk about the Jake Paul and the ramifications of celebrity boxing, whatever the fuck that means in 2022 and beyond. And then we're going to have a little long-form discussion in regards to the Meg Thee Stallion situation. But real quick, Rod, we went to watch Spider-Man No Way Home. Your opinion, sir, and your review.
Well, first and foremost, I want to say that it was definitely a very enjoyable experience. You know, the thing about Marvel movies is that Marvel has done an excellent job of creating a brand for their superheroes, right? Like when you think about shoes, you think about Jordan, you think about Nike, you think about Adidas at the least. When you think about chips, you think about Lay's, you think about fucking Doritos, Wise, all these brands. So when it comes to superhero movies, Marvel has actually found a way to brand their movies. And the thing is, they found a formula that works for them, and they were able to maximize this formula in this movie. Because we're giving a spoiler-free review, I don't want to reveal too many details. But if I were to say one line, I would say that they made this movie for us. And when I say for us, like those of us who grew up watching the original Spider-Man movies, those of us who watched the second stint, and those of us who have watched the newer movies, this is a movie for us. I thought that the movie itself, there's no perfect movie, there's no perfect story, and this is not a spoiler, but for those of you who watched the trailers, like you probably didn't know exactly what direction they were going with the story. So I'm just gonna give you some insight, not a spoiler, just insight. And I'm saying this because I've seen a lot of people on the internet I found were bashing one of the main parts of the story. And it's that the main storyline is Spider-Man is trying to help his villains. He's trying to cure them. And I've realized that a lot of people were not happy about that storyline. And as someone who has read Spider-Man comics, as someone who has been a comic book fan, period, there is no story more Spider-Man than Spider-Man trying to fix his villains. One of the greatest examples I could give about this, and this is a little off topic, but for those of us who grew up watching the Justice League and the Batman cartoons, there's an episode in the Justice League that's called Flash and Substance. In this episode, Batman and the Flash team up, and they, I guess I forget like a lot of the main details that happened because this is a show that's like over 10 years old. But I remember in the episode that the Flash Museum gets attacked and they're trying to figure some shit out. So one of the things that always stuck with me about that episode of the cartoon was Batman always had his way of operating, and this is an episode where he's working with the Flash. So when Batman goes into a bar, it's like a villain bar, he starts interrogating the trickster, one of the villains, like, a Gotham villain, and he's like, he's being Batman. He's like, yo, nigga, where is it? You know what I'm saying? So the Flash is like, yo, bro, chill, relax. I got this. And the Flash sits down. They have a friendly conversation, and he gets the information that he needs. When it comes to superhero comics, every hero and the way they relate to their villains and the characters in their universe differs because not every story is dark and shadowy. So I found that people attacking the story like, oh, it was stupid that Peter was trying to save his villains. That's Spider-Man. If you don't know now that that's what Spider-Man is, then you don't really understand who Spider-Man is as a character.
No, what I would say to that when you bring that up, you're absolutely. I haven't watched it, and like hearing that story, that being, I wonder how great can it be when I hear great reviews. Granted, you know what I'm saying? I can just only imagine, but you're absolutely right. That is the Spider-Man. That's Peter Parker right there.
Facts.
Type of nigga, soft ass. You know what I'm saying? You do some bitch ass shit like that.
It's
bro.
facts,
I
though.
expect that from Peter Parker, bro. So like, what I would say to that, I'm just, for hearing all the rave reviews in the sense of it being the best MCU and all that other stuff, I don't know, but if what you're saying is what goes on in the movie where he's trying to, I can only imagine what happens in the story if that's what he does and it being so raved about and whatnot.
No, I mean, that's just a small part of it. I don't want to go too deep into it, but they did a great job of showing us Peter Parker going through a crisis. They do a great job with some of the villains that come back. I don't remember how much the trailer showed, so I don't know how much people, know about what's going to happen. But one of the villains that they bring back, they did such a good job portraying him as a more comic accurate version of himself. Not only did they show him being more evil, they showed him being more human. They did a lot of good things with the characters, and it made, and that's what Marvel does.
Wait, is it the backstory of all these villains and whatnot?
No, it's not that. It's not that. Yeah, they just did a great job of, because the thing is, man, how do I say this? The thing is about the story is, a lot of these characters, a lot of these villains were basically in a position to where they were going to die in their universe or where they already died. So first of all, if you really want to, you could pick out plot holes in this shit. But I won't do that here because this is I'm going to speak on, because you could do that with any story. But the one thing I will say is they did a good job of trying to redeem guys. And on top of that, they expanded on the Marvel Universe in and of itself. If you're someone who hasn't watched the Marvel What If, you might want to watch it after watching this movie because it actually has more significance now because they're introducing the concept of the multiverse. So, I mean, this movie did a lot of good things, not just for Spider-Man, but for the Marvel, for MCU, for Sony. And when you think about the characters, you think about the story, you think about the nostalgia, you think about the inside jokes, you think about the villains. I mean, there's a lot of strengths that this movie has. It has its little weaknesses here. Trust me, you can pick out little things here and there, but when you look at the overall picture, it's a beautiful picture, dog.
Yeah, like I've always maintained, like in regards to watching the movie, when I first watched the trailer, I had issues because I'm like, Doctor Strange wouldn't do this. After watching the movie, I know for a fact Doctor Strange wouldn't do what he had to do. But it's irrelevant, bro, because it needed to happen to get that movie. And the movie was so good that I don't even care, bro. If you had to be lazy and not take the extra effort to just make something a little more believable, cool, whatever, dog. I got to see some of the best character work I've seen. The chemistry between everybody involved. Like, I tell people all the time, in regards to this movie, like people asking me my opinion, is it an MCU movie? Yes, technically. If Doctor Strange wasn't in it, bro, it would not feel like an MCU movie. Not saying it doesn't have the vibe. It's so self-contained. This is a Spider-Man movie. 100%. This is about Spider-Man. This is for Spider-Man fans. And if you truly have grown up with the character since the first Spider-Man movie came out in 2002? It is for you because there's so many inside jokes that rewarded you for your patience, your commitment, and your love for the franchise or your love for the character itself.
Wait, so you're telling me some Jokes are gonna come.
So many jokes, like so many references. There's so many things. Like if you haven't seen all the movies or you remember the movies at least.
Wait, I'm sorry. I'm talking about it outside of the new version of Spider-Man.
Yeah, because it's an homage to Spider-Man in general. Period. It's just it's an homage movie. That's what makes it really so good. So listen, there were times, bro, like there were certain things. It was funny because you could tell who was there, who were true Spider-Man fans or who were MCU fans in the movie theater that we were in. The Spider-Man fans were laughing crazy because we knew what the hell these guys were talking about, and other people were quiet, like, I know they were mad. They were like, I don't get what they laughing about. Yeah, nigga, stop being a fucking fake ass fan, nigga. Fuck out of here. Stop being a bandwagon, bro. But enough of that, man. A real other conversation that I want to have, bro. Meg Thee Stallion. They're in court. They're going through it.
I can't wait.
Go for it, bro. Go off the top.
Man, listen, man. Bro, to sit there and remember, because you have to remember what happened when this first happened.
Okay, hold on. Meg Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez. Sorry, go ahead.
Meg Thee Stallion and Tory Lanes, and how everybody believed Tory Lanez shot her, bro. I remember when it first happened. I remember hearing the stories. I remember all the disgusting things. When this nigga told people that her best friend shot him, bro, no one believed her, bro. No one understood. Now, learning that they're no longer best friends and they both were fucking Tory, dog. Now it's not that crazy. Now that you hear that the nigga did not have any I don't know that because I don't fuck with guns that much to begin with, but apparently when you shoot guns, the gun residue's got to be on you, and you can't, do anything to hide it. You have to, you have to wait it out and whatnot. To know that Tory Lanez didn't have any gun residue on him, but the best friend did, whatever her name is, Kathy or whatever her name is, bro. The simple fact that no one believed the black man, and the fact that, two women had a cat fight and one woman possibly, this is alleged, shot her or whatnot, bruh. And y'all let this nigga sit down and take all the blame, bruh. Shitting on this nigga like that. That's disgusting. And I fucking hate you motherfuckers, bro. You motherfuckers that tell me all this bullshit. Like, y'all don't care. That's why I hate society as a whole, bro. Stop telling me to believe women and blood shit like that. No, bro, fuck out of here. You know how many black men, innocent or not, bro, when a white bitch says she got raped, bro, niggas had to die? These crackers riot against black people and someone had to die? They didn't give a fuck if someone had. That's why I don't, as a black man, I don't stand on that shit. And now you telling me the story where you belittle this nigga, you destroy this nigga image, bro, and you telling me the whole shit was a lie?
Again, first of all, slow down, bro.
The whole
slow down.
No, and the only reason I'm worked up is because
Gerson, I am on your side in regards to this. However, nobody except for those three people, which is what I said the minute it broke last year. Nobody knows except those three people. And it's almost impossible to prove. Like, I'm not going to say this nigga's completely innocent, but from the jump.
How is he not completely innocent in this sense?
Gerson, put it like this. This is what I said. I said, I don't know who shot the gun. I just know a gun went off. But I know for a fact she was not shot in the foot. If she was shot in the foot, she wouldn't be walking. I said that from the jump. A bullet going through her foot at that close range would destroy her foot, would shatter every single bone in that area.
So was it grazed then? Is that your point?
I think a gun went off and she got bullet fragments in her foot. That's it. She did go to surgery. They did have to remove fragments, but fragments doesn't mean anything. Fragments could be the bullet itself exploding into pieces, or the ricochet of whatever the bullet caused to create. Go ahead.
Okay, so a lot of times with pistols, the difference between a pistol and a rifle is barrel length.
Okay. So
it's all comes down to bullet velocity that kind of like determines the impact or whatever. So when somebody gets shot, all bullets end up fragmenting. Right?
Okay.
You guys, you want to guess what the deadliest caliber bullet is in America?
Go for it.
The 22 LR. 22. That's the smallest bullet that you pretty much have. The reason why the smallest bullet kills the most people is because A, hunting accidents, and B, God forbid, if you get shot with a 22, the 22 actually isn't powerful enough to actually travel through your entire body. So what happens is it ricochets, it fragments, and it tumbles all around you. You get shot in the chest with a 22, it'll tumble around your whole body, hit a bunch of your organs, and go out your ass. Like, that's what a 22 would do. Not good. A larger caliber, like a 9, that'll go through your foot. So presuming that they're possibly using, what they're not supposed to use, which is a full metal jacket ammunition, and if you're shot at close range, then that bullet could have very well gone through her foot and fragmented slightly. And it's actually better to get shot, God forbid, and the bullet to just pass straight through than for the bullet to actually fragment. If you've ever seen hollow jacket points or like hollow tip bullets, that's what actually kills you, is the shrapnel. Which is why now, if you look at most police departments, they don't use .40 caliber anymore. Nobody's using that shit. Everybody's going back to 9mm, but now the technology and the actual ammunition is so much better than it used to be. So now you can have high power 9mm ammunition. You can carry more of it, and the way that I have some really cool fucking bullets. Like I have some gold dots, which are really cool, and I have like these Fortress munitions, like tumbler rounds. So, God forbid you get hit with that. That's what I keep in my Scorpion that's like by the bed. So the wrong motherfucker come to my house, you get hit with with that Scorpion with them tumblers, you get hit in the chest, that's just gonna bounce around your body like a goddamn ping pong ball. And then it's gonna come out somewhere else. So
I mean, I always heard that once you get hit with a bullet, man, it may travel through you, it may bounce around and all that other stuff. Not knowing the damage and stuff like that, I just honestly have a issue of there was a cat fight, and then whatever happened, and then you blame a nigga, bruh. And it's just disgusting in my eyes, bro. It really is, dog, and I hate that, and I hate it with all my soul, bro. Because at the end of the day, bro, even though this nigga's a piece of shit, he is a piece of shit. I will not deny that this man is a piece of shit. Tory Lanes is a piece of shit. But the fact that you let this sit down, you let this go to court, you were dead ass wrong. Because at the end of the day, even if you didn't know that the man did not shoot the gun, you telling me in 2 years' time, bro, you couldn't just be like, oh, I fucked up and even if that's what you felt like when it happened, bro, you couldn't just be like, all right, bro, I was wrong to blame this nigga. It wasn't him, bro. It was my best friend, my ex-best friend or something like that. Come on.
Well, the justice system takes a long ass time, so that's the first thing, first and foremost. Second thing, he has shown himself to be very negligent with weapons, like on Instagram and shit. So I'm not really ready to put anything behind him. So for example, there's videos of him on Instagram where he's in the backyard fucking shooting rounds into his fucking pool. Not saying it has anything to do with this situation, but if you're in a court of law, they're gonna look at all that stuff and take it into account. They're gonna pull everything that you ever posted on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, and they got you on there shooting in a residential neighborhood in the city of New York into your pool in the middle of the fucking day. Like that's you're not helping your cause. He might be an asshole. I'm not saying he did it or not, but I'm just saying, but that don't help him.
But the simple fact of him not having any gun residue and him also, like, when they arrested him, bro, the nigga looked like he just was coming from a pool party. Whatever bullshit happened.
No, he was there. That's irrelevant. You're not going to say he wasn't there. They were
No,
all
I'm talking about in the sense. No.
Bro, Meg Thee Stallion came out of the car naked because they all came from a party. They literally left Kim or Kourtney Kardashian's house. What? Okay, Gerson, what are you trying to say, bro?
No, my point is more of like in the sense of like the man was enjoying himself. From what I could tell, what's the name got kicked out of the party. Her and her friend got into a fight or whatever.
No. It wasn't that. What happened was Tory was flirting with.
No, I'm not fighting that. I'm talking.
No. I'm telling you what happened. This is what happened, bro. We got to start from the. We are going to talk about the stuff that they both admitted or both confirmed is true. Now, what happened in the car is irrelevant to this conversation. What is confirmed by Tory and Meg and the homegirl? Tory, Meg, and the homegirl went to.
And apparently there was another person.
I don't know who that person is, bro.
No, I mean in the sense
Yeah.
of whoever was throwing the party really liked this nigga.
No,
And
nigga,
they'll
it's fucking Travis Scott's baby mama, whatever her name is, bro. Kylie. Whatever her name is, Kylie. Tory and Meg were fucking. Unbeknownst to the world, they were getting it on. Shout out to the short king, bro. Nigga like 5'3", fucking the bitch that was 5'10". Good. Shout out to the short kings, bro.
Listen, man, hold up. Let me
No, we don't
say-
have to get caught up on this, Gerson. No,
No,
bro, we
no, I
don't,
want
bro.
to say
No,
this in
bro,
the
we
sense
don't,
of
bro.
like,
Don't.
hey, man, the nigga winning, bro.
Cool, bro. Let's go on. Let's move on, bro. Please, bro. Please. They were fucking.
Yeah.
They were low key dating.
Yeah.
They went to the party that Kylie was throwing. Kylie Jenner, that's her fucking name. Tory, just being a brazen ass Leo ass nigga, like, you know, just a fucking ass Leo ass nigga, just giving us bad name on here, bro. Went with fucking what's the name? Was flirting with Kylie because he's always wanted to smash Kylie in Meg's face. Meg got mad. Meg tried this nigga, sized this nigga, tried this nigga like he was a nobody. They left. They got into an argument at the party. They pretty much had to leave because the argument got so bad. They were in the car, still arguing the entire time. And then a gun went off. Now, who shot the gun? That is the smoking gun. What's the word I'm looking for, bro? Fucking
I think you.
No, not smoking gun, but like knock on wood or fucking a pun.
Whatever.
No
bro,
pun
don't worry
intended.
about it.
Whatever. No pun intended.
Yeah.
There's a smoking gun. Who actually shot the gun is what they're in what's it called for. But they all came to. They went to the party together. Came from the party together.
And I think the other problem too is that it looked like it's definitely Tory's gun.
Oh, it was Tory's gun. Yeah.
So you traveled, that's just negligence, 100%. If you go on somewhere, that's like, you know, everybody has their own personal carry rules whenever you like hit yourself with a firearm. If you got to pick one, like you can't go somewhere drinking, smoking and shit and have a pistol. You really got to pick one. Because if not, then negligent shit's going to happen. Like as a responsible gun owner, like you absolutely cannot mix those things together. Especially if you a fucking hothead that's going to be arguing with women, trying to fuck on bitches, trying to drink, smoke. Don't mix guns up with that shit. Because if something happens, now I got to sit here and explain myself and put everything on the line.
But like I said, bro, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't have a gun. But when you shoot a gun residue usually get on the person that shot the gun, right?
You're absolutely right about the gun residue. What I'm trying to say is in the state of California, if that's his gun and he bought that gun there, he's also responsible for what happens with that gun.
How does that work?
Because it's your gun and you brought it. So it is put it like this.
So if someone took my gun out of my pocket and blah, blah, blah and shot someone with it, it's my fault that... Well, apparently that shit just happened, my nigga.
No, really. God forbid, something happens, your gun gets stolen out your car or something like that, and they can start tracing that shit back to you. You really have some explaining to do. Now, there is no national tracking system for guns, but if it ain't no secret it was fucking Tory's gun, because he be on fucking line with all of his guns, it's real easy to say, Glock 19, that looks like this with these numbers on the serial. We have it in our possession. We could definitely tell it was Tory. Like, all the ammunition has Tory's fucking fingerprints on it. Regardless of if you fire the gun or not, like, you are responsible for that firearm, and you are responsible for every bullet that leaves that muzzle.
That is the most horrible thing I ever heard, bro. Like, you telling me it's my fault someone jacked my gun.
But this is not. Nobody jacked this nigga gun, bro.
So you think this
nobody,
nigga...
Yeah, nobody nobody slapped this nigga up, pulled the gun and was like, held him by gunfire.
Wait.
Bro.
So
like,
you think this nigga handed the gun to the
No,
gun?
what I think is that because it was his gun, he had it out in possession. Now, what happened at that point? Whatever happens at that point, whatever. Was it his intention for the gun to go off? I seriously doubt it. But the fact that the gun was present is his fault, and he is.
So you can't walk around with your gun, bro.
Why do you? Yes,
You 100% can walk around with your gun. If something happens with, like I talked about negligent discharge earlier, right? I can still carry. If I fuck up and that gun drop off my hip and that shit go off and hit somebody, that's gonna be my fault. If it go off in the store and the shit hit the fucking rooftop, I can still go to jail. That's my ass. Because at the end of the day, that's my firearm. I'm responsible for it being in condition one, which just means it's ready to go, ready to fire.
No, I completely comprehend that in that sense, where it does not commute, like it does not. I'm not getting a connection, bro. At the end of the day, yeah, you're right with it being my gun and my thing and blah 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 blah. But I ain't shoot it, and it isn't an accident. And it isn't like, oh man, I dropped my gun and it just went off. No, a motherfucker stood.
I get you, but in the eyes of the law, you bought a gun to a pool party. Something bad happened with the gun that you bought to the pool party. Whose gun is this? It's Tory's gun. Tory's gonna be in some shit, whether he fired that gun or not, which is probably why he's very careful with moving the way he moves. Whether even if he doesn't shoot Meg or not, especially since it's happened in California and you from fucking New York in the first place, there are gonna be several. Where'd the gun come from? How'd you get the gun? California's the only state that has a 10-round magazine limit capacity on their pistols. Like there are several questions that need to be answered even before you figure out who shot Meg. You may never know who fucking shot Meg, but regardless, because it was his gun. And nothing would have happened if he did not have a gun at a fucking pool party, which is fucking stupid, in my opinion. Why are you at a pool party with all these fucking celebrities and y'all have all your personal security? Why are you fucking here with loaded guns? But I don't know.
Well, I have a homeboy. Well, I had a homeboy that, like, I know that where he know that he can bring his gun in, he didn't. But I had a homeboy that always kept his gun on him. Even you as a gun owner, like you don't keep your gun on you. Well, would it not depend on who pool party? It doesn't matter to you. You
I
want
don't
to
know
bring
if you
it.
need a gun at Kylie Jenner's pool party, man. I'm just saying, bro. I don't know if you really need your heat at Kylie Jenner's pool party, bro.
When it comes to like concealed carry, I'll tell people, especially when they're new to carrying, they're new to firearms in general. I tell everybody the same shit. If you won't go there without a gun, don't go there with a gun. I'll say it again. If you won't go there without a gun, don't go there with a gun.
Or no, put it like this: don't go there. Period.
Exactly.
Yeah. If you feel like you need
a gun to be there,
then don't go there. Don't go there, bro.
Listen, man. The only reason I say that, bro, I honestly believe I don't have a gun, but I would love to have my gun anywhere I go.
I just feel like you looking for a reason to blast a nigga though, bro. It's different, bro. It's very different, bro.
Listen, bro. Outside of like government owned buildings and stuff like that, where I know you're not supposed to have it or whatnot, bro. Why not, bro? Fuck that. Yeah, I went to your pool party with a gun. If a nigga feels some type of way, bro, I have my way to protect myself, bro. You don't know, niggas crazy, bro. People are crazy, period, bro. I have been told that I'm crazy. I don't believe I am, but hey, bro, it is what it is. I have no issue with a nigga I'm going to Carly, what's her name? Whatever her name, party. Nigga, yeah, bro, I'm gonna bring my shit, man. If I need it, I need it, bro. If I don't, I don't, bro. It better safe than sorry, bro. I truly believe in that, and I have no problem with it, the people believing in that. But what you say about the law of it being always so in this situation, finding out that let's pretend that he's not the person that shot the gun, but either way, he's still gonna end up with some type of shit on him for this.
Well, this comes back to the old adage in America: when you have money, things just kind of tend to work out for you. So odds are he's probably going to have a really good lawyer team that he's probably going to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to, and they're going to make everything okay. Now, if this is like, regular Joe Schmo, and I was at, God forbid you go to a pool party, you in your swim trunks, you leave your pool party, you leave your Glock on the shelf or something like that, somebody grab that Glock and shoot and kill somebody, they're going to pick you up too. Really? Yeah, because it's your gun. So now they're going to have you down. Now they're going to have you down for negligence. Even if they get that person immediately, they're going to have you down for negligence. And they might make you a co-conspirator to the murder.
So, all right, in this, I hear what you're saying, but for me to understand it, like if someone forcibly took your gun, you have your gun, someone forcibly, like someone just snatched it from you, punched you in your shit, knocked you out, take your shit and kill someone. they will still make you liable for that. I just want to know to what extent it's like, oh, this gun is always your gun.
Curse
is
it,
always
dog.
gonna be-
You have to go to the most specific, most just fucking, bro. What,
Hey,
are,
bro,
the,
'cause
what
I-
are the odds, Gerson? Someone's just gonna knock you in your shit while you having a leisurely
Hey,
stroll
listen, bro.
and take your gun, not shoot your ass with it, and then go shoot somebody else with it. What are the odds, bro? Stop it, man.
Listen, bro.
You're reaching, bro.
I'm not reaching.
Yes, you are, bro.
I just want an understanding to how much of it is liable, because it's crazy to me that like, okay, that makes sense of negligence. It'd be like, oh, you're negligent with your gun, you left it somewhere and someone took it, bro. I hear you, bro. Nigga stole my shit and shot somebody with it. Yeah, am I still negligent? I'm just trying to understand to what boundaries does this be held to a person. That's all.
America got some fucked up laws. Like, I'm thinking about like there's a guy that's on death row right now. They're trying to like get him off of death row in Texas. They robbed a bank. It was like 3 people. He's just supposed to be the getaway driver. Buddy ended up essentially being a getaway driver, and the guy that went into the actual store, whatever, convenience store, whatever, he shot and killed the bank teller. Now in Texas, they all got murdered.
Yeah, they didn't get capital.
They all got murder one.
No, capital murder.
Yeah, capital murder. So they all got a death penalty.
Yeah.
So one person actually fired a gun. Everybody got death penalty.
Yeah, because if anybody who's involved, like even if you don't know he's gonna do it, doesn't matter, bro.
Right.
If somebody dies and you were an accomplice,
you're a part of it. They can pull you in.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why, like, I tell people, it's just like, you know, if you do decide to carry your gun, like, it's such a tremendous responsibility. And I always tell people, statistically speaking, you're more likely to accidentally shoot yourself and hurt yourself horribly than actually stopping any type of crime from happening.
All right. One last quick thing in regards to it, because the thing about this case, bro, there's conflicting reports. Thank you, Rod. So on one hand, you got a key witness who said that the gun flash was closest to the women. The woman, the ex-friend, Kelsey Harris, she's the one that has the residue. Then you have a police officer who testified that, which doesn't even make sense because how the fuck would the police officer know, bro? But he testified that Tory said dance, bitch, before he shot the guy. and then one of the things that is, I'm not going to say hurting Tory, but it's one of the things that doesn't help is the fact that he did call and apologize for allegedly shooting her and saying that he was sorry that he was drunk. But he apologized for something. He apologized for what he did in regards to that, right? Like, if you didn't shoot somebody and you know somebody, what are you apologizing for? Now, you can easily say, bro, I'm just mad that I started this argument and you ended up shot and your homegirl shot your ass, bro. Like, I'm sorry, but you feel me? That's what the prosecution is going to use against him, right? So this all over the place. That's why I said, bro, nobody was there. All I know is the nigga did not shoot her in the foot. That's all I know for a fact, bro. Every time she says I was shot, it didn't happen. You didn't get shot in the foot. No, he didn't, babe. I'm sorry. If she got shot in the foot, bro, she wouldn't be fucking twerking right now, dog.
No. I mean, apparently, I don't know. Like, it's nothing but bones, bro. There's no way you get shot in the foot and your
No,
foot
she didn't
not
have a broken
fucked up.
foot. She did not have a broken foot. She just had some cuts, bro. And okay, all right.
Like I said, I don't know
All right.
details of the case. I will stand on this point, though. This is essentially, if you bring a gun anywhere, you are responsible for that gun, and you are responsible for all the ammunition in that gun, no matter where it goes or who fires it. You on the hook for that damn gun, especially in California. That's one of the worst states you can. California and New York, which is the state he's from and the state he was in, where whatever happened, are the absolute worst states you want to get caught up with any type of gun charge.
Okay, and clarification. Well, I'll take that back. We don't clarify shit on this pod, bro. Who fucking cares? But there's somebody gonna be like, he's not from New York. He's from Miami and / Toronto, Canada. Blah blah blah.
Oh, my nigga, man.
Yeah.
He from down south, man?
No, he was born and raised in Toronto, but then from like when he moved here when he was like 13, bro, and then,
Man,
then he went back to Canada and he was like 20, bro. So yeah, bro.
That makes sense, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Hey, bro, if you from Dade County, bro, everything makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, man. Lastly, bro, last topic on the docket, man. How we let this happen, dog? How we let Tyrone do this to the black community, dog? Like, it's not that he got knocked out. It's the fuck that he got knocked the fuck out, dog.
Wait. Did y'all watch this at Ivan's party?
Nah, I saw the clip, man. Bro, I posted the clip on my story. You probably seen it.
No, I seen the knockout, bro.
Bro, that knockout was so nasty that people are thinking this shit rigged, bro. like it's just like, bro, because the thing is, when you watch the video, it's like, Tyrone, bro, you are a trained fighter.
That's not true, bro.
No, shut up, bro. What do you mean?
No. I hate when no. Listen, bro, it goes the same way with y'all said. Y'all been said boxers cannot fight UFC fighters. UFC fighters cannot fight boxers.
Boxer, nigga.
He is a boxer, fam. Clearly, compared to the niggas he fighting, bro, clearly he is, bro. He just knocking niggas out left and right, bro.
No,
clearly this nigga know what they doing and these niggas don't, bro. Clearly, fam, he just putting niggas to sleep left and right, bro. This nigga he giving these white people these hope that they never.
Okay. So here's my problem with him. As a person that, like, I've actually been in several different boxing gyms. I've actually went to Juan Diaz's gym in Houston. He talked about this a little bit too. It's all he does not fight anybody that's anywhere near the top 1,000.
No, I don't.
He shouldn't, because he's not an actual boxer.
Listen.
Because if he actually,
I hate that argument. And whoever told you that, if that guy's a true boxer or anybody like that, what's it called? I don't have respect for that opinion, because anybody will tell you, no boxer with 4 or 5 professional fights is fighting anybody worth a damn, bro. You're fighting some guy that won't even be shit. That's a fucking car mechanic starting off, bro. Like,
but I mean, he doesn't even fight anybody in his weight division. He doesn't fight anybody near his like age. Like, he clearly picks and chooses.
He fought somebody who's been training boxing for years. Whether you want to argue or not, Tyron Woodley is a professional fighter. Tyron Woodley is a champion at the 170-pound division. He was somebody who was a knockout artist.
And he's 40.
Doesn't matter, bro.
It does.
It doesn't, bro.
No, bro,
like,
it matters, fam. Come on, bro.
This is celebrity
don't
boxing,
sit there and
bro.
say that, bro.
No,
We
it
get
doesn't.
we're getting
Darren Williams and Frank Gore fought on the same card. No, it doesn't fucking matter.
Whoa,
bro.
and I wanted to touch that, but let's finish that. Nah, bro.
But Darren Williams he's training MMA since he was in the NBA, bro.
All right, fuck it. No, fuck it, bro. We already here, bro. I seen that nigga, the way this nigga push Frank Gore out the ring, my nigga. I like, bro, this nigga should have gave up basketball way before that.
I'm not giving up.
I wouldn't give.
No.
No, Herbie, look at it. I seen it, bro. I seen the passion, bro. I never watched Derek Williams in Utah, bro. I was into basketball enough to see this. This nigga was way more passionate. All I seen was the net version of this nigga. This nigga was way more passionate about fighting this nigga.
Let me speak to that, bro.
Yeah.
His Nets teammates even said that when he just said when he just retired and he didn't give a fuck. They had an article. They had like a think piece on it where they asked his net teammates. They were like, bro, when it was about basketball, nigga did not care, bro. Like, he had no interest, bro. But if you talked about MMA, bro, you had the nigga attention, bro. So this goes back. He's been his first love is mixed martial arts. He just happened to be really good at basketball, bro.
And it had more money.
It was very effective. You want to know why? Because the windup was slow, but the actual crossover was fast. Yeah, like the windup and boom. You feel me? So yeah, like, he always had a passion for mixed martial art. He was just so good at basketball that he could get $30 million to do it, bro. So yeah.
No, but you know, like I said, bro, I seen that shit. I was like, this nigga should have never played basketball, because all I remember.
He should have definitely played basketball.
No, not after. Yeah. Like, once you. No. But my point is, he shouldn't have went for the back. Listen, bro. Once you reach a certain level of millions, bro, you don't have to force yourself. Like, I feel like the first contract with Jazz, when he got a couple of millions, bro, should have went to Bucks.
What are the odds that he would be as good? Because think about it.
It ain't about being good. It's about being free, my nigga. If this nigga.
No, but put it like this. There's no way Darren Williams makes it to the NBA without truly loving basketball. He just fell out of love with basketball.
And that's
happens.
cool, bro.
And that's what happened. Which is why he stopped going to play basketball.
My point
bro.
is, I seen it, bro. That one, him pushing Frank go out. I'm like, bro, I only seen him niggas. This nigga.
I feel you, and that's why he's not in the NBA. No, Gerson, he literally did what you're saying, bro. He
didn't do what he said.
Yes, he did, Gerson. He played
He
basketball.
kept signing contracts
because he still liked basketball. And then he got to the Nets.
That nigga
and that
ain't
was
give fuck, man.
Okay, fine, bro. Whatever. Back to J. Paul and Tyron Woodley, bro. I don't really want to have a conversation about the fight itself because I didn't watch the fight. All I saw was the punch.
Yeah.
I do want to have a conversation on what it means going forward. At first, I thought it was a sideshow when he fought whoever the fuck he fought. I don't know. Was it Nate Robinson? I think it was the first time he fought. I thought it was a sideshow. I was like, all right, this is a one-off, whatever. Now I realize this is here to stay. This is a guaranteed moneymaker, bro. And which is, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Now, most people who are in boxing, they say it's a good thing because it gives the sport exposure. However, it's not helping the sport. It's helping Jake Paul and whoever these fucking celebrities are. So, I don't know, bro.
It's still an exhibition. It's still a sideshow. It's a lucrative sideshow.
Very lucrative, bro.
And it bothers me. I'm like, man, nobody is his size. He's at least 4 to 5 inches taller than whoever he's fighting and somewhere 30, 35 pounds heavier.
Well, height, not really, because, okay.
What height matters.
Bro, think about it. Nah, not really. Bro, I seen Floyd Mayweather fight a nigga that was 6'1",
that's
bro.
Floyd Mayweather. That's a whole different
No,
ball,
bro. If you're a boxer, if somebody, put it like this, Errol Spence. Errol Spence fights at welterweight. Errol Spence is 6'1". Most welterweights are 5'8", bro. He was a weight monster, bro. He walks around at 200 pounds. He cuts down to 147. Nobody has a problem with Errol Spence, does it, bro? You know what I'm saying? That's why I say, bro. It's just like, bro, it's boxing, bro. Like Canelo fights people who are 20 and 30 pounds.
He fights all up and down. But yeah. I think the whole thing is it's a sideshow. People keep watching it. People keep paying for it. It'll keep happening.
Right. Well, this is the thing. I have never paid for it, and I watch it less. Like, I didn't even know it was going on last night.
I forgot as well.
I forgot, and that's what I was happy about. I forgot about it. Go ahead.
Well, the only reason I remember is because I remember it being on my birthday. That's the only reason I remember. I was like, oh yeah, man, this is coming on my birthday, and him knocking out Woodley is just like, come on, man, this man is a champ. This man gonna hit 100 million, fool.
I don't know about it.
Why not, bro? These white people are gonna pay to watch a white boy knock out niggas, bro. That's a fact, bro. That's a fact, God, man. This man about to reach 100 million knocking out niggas, man. And that's crazy.
All right, man. All right. With that, though, all right, man. With that, we'll go ahead and close out the show, man. So I appreciate you coming through, Dom, man. It was an incredible conversation. So much insight to a lot of things that we're talking about because you could give it so much nuance that we never could in my wildest dreams, bro. So I appreciate you, bro. You are one of my best friends, bro. You my brother, dog. Thank you for coming through, man.
Anytime, man. Great to be on the couch.
All right, man. Any last words, y'all boys? All right, man. Deuces. See y'all next week.